Hey everyone, welcome to a special Super Bowl edition of Sunday Night Geekery. So hail to all you Swifties out there, and Swifties rejoice, I guess. Yeah, got their big win tonight with the Kansas City Chiefs. So I know Courtney's a huge Taylor Swift fan, and I don't know, but I think Pat S is even bigger Taylor Swift fan. So you probably
Taylor for
were the
life.
most happy. Yeah. So welcome to Courtney. Thank you for being here. I think Courtney's you're on the mobile, so you'll be popping in and out, I guess, correct?
Yeah, and I'll be home soon, and then I'll be on camera and stuff. But I'm just running a few errands, so.
Yep. Get me some action figures. Yep. And hail to Pat S, who looks like a YouTuber there. Looks like Mexican Iron Man.
Yes, that's his original suit he made when he was in Mexico back in '76.
That's an awesome suit. That just protects the whole planet. So.
And Mark, can you see who his Man Friday is back there behind him? If you blow me up again,
is that Paulie? Is that Paulie?
It's Paulie Latino Slant with his head on a swivel, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hail to Paulie. Yep. I just got his.
Yeah, that's his Happy Hogan, man.
Yeah, looking good. Paulie's always looking good. Yep. Such a nice guy. Yep. So let me say hi to everyone in the chat. So hail to Captain Von Doom Finity. Temperus Maximus, aka Captain Finity. Hail. And the Geek and I podcast is greeting foodies. Oh yeah, I'm so full right now. Yep. And hail to Gwagner, and of course again thank you to Gwagner for making these awesome graphics and the eatery, and have been using that. So that's so awesome. Got good use this weekend. I did two live streams, foodie streams. So I think they worked out pretty good. So
that's true. And you were eating during Fortnite, so that's something.
Yeah, so it was all good. Yep. And Shinosky's here says, I'm only here because I was blackmailed into watching.
I did not blackmail you, Shinosky.
Mike built that in a cave. Yep. And Maddie's daddy is here. So hail to Maddie's daddy. So, of course, we've got to play Maddie's daddy's intro here. Let's see here. I can't play the Joan Jett. We got to get some music to the Joan Jett graphic for Courtney. Oh, I got to tag the Iron. I got to get the Iron Man one, I guess. Yeah, I only have. Usually, Pat, I'm
usually Han Solo or Ninja Turtle. Yeah.
That's because a droid don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when they lose.
You sneak those up on us. I keep talking to them. Sneak them in. I was gonna say, but if you want the Joan Jett music, you can pull up my short with me singing Joan Jett.
Yeah, the only problem is if I get in trouble for playing Joan Jett. Well,
That's
I guess
right.
you could do a couple.
No, you
do a couple seconds.
You're doing a karaoke version with a band behind me. So
okay, yeah.
Copyright.
So I hope everyone enjoyed the Taylor Swift, aka Super. What was it, 53 or 52 or what was it? What number were we up to with the Super Bowl?
It's got to be higher than 52, right?
Was it 53 or what number are we at?
I don't know. Drop us off. Isn't it behind you?
Let's see. What's what Super Bowl is this week? Or this year? What number are we up to? Was it 53? I thought it was 53.
Ask Alexis.
Yeah. 50. Oh, Dadman. Hail, Dadman.
I was going to say 58, Mark. 50 was a while ago, dude.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. For the latest Super Bowl games. Yeah. So 58. Yep. Thank you, Dadman. And Gwagner said, I enjoyed not watching it. And Dadman says, sorry, I can't join that. No problem, Dadman. No. Thank you very much. Yep. Glad you got taking care of business, helping Mom out. It's much better than being here. But of course, in honor of the Dadman, we have to play this.
Never that way.
God damn it, Mark. Jeez.
And since he's not here and he can't stop me.
Where'd they go?
Right there.
Oh, screw you.
Don't let Dadman drive. And of course, someone on Twitter had posted someone unfortunately plowing through a gas station, just like Dadman does on Twitter. And yeah, didn't look so safe. Hopefully the person was okay. but plowed right through the gas station. Yeah, not so good. Yep. So So Dad, man, I hope you enjoyed the game.
Yeah, dude. I hope Mom's doing well too, buddy.
Yeah, I hope Mom was doing well. Yep. Oh, Dad, man, almost had the score exactly right at one point. Yeah, well, I guess you can. You've got that on the Twitters, right? So or the YouTube. So yeah, you can prove it. Yep.
Yeah, me too. I called the score in the first 2 minutes, and I was right. And I called the coin toss.
Wow.
You did? Ooh,
I also picked pink lemonade Gatorade. Which ones did you guys pick?
I didn't pick anything. I missed. Was that an ad or something? Or
yeah, I guess. I don't know. Somebody called me up and was like, "Hey, dude, quick, what Gatorade should I bet on?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Okay.
And he was like, "Tay-Tay's favorite Gatorade is pink lemonade." I said, "We'll go with that then." And then I got off the phone and I turned to my nephew and I said, "Who the hell is Tay-Tay?" And he goes, "That's one of Taylor Swift's nicknames." I'm like, "Okay."
Go figure. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was a good game. It wasn't a game of the ages. I guess if you're a fan of the Chiefs,
yeah.
You probably obviously love the game a lot more. If you're a Niners fan, you're bummed out because that was what 30 years ago was the last time they won. Or trying to remember what it was around. Yeah, so it's been a long time, and the Niners have a storied franchise. But
two teams I really hate. I'm so tired of Kansas City. I don't like the whole Taylor Swift thing. But the 49ers, we were in the same division as them for years, dude, and they would just wail on us.
Oh, yeah. Some good teams, yeah.
Through the Montana years, to the Steve Young years, just constant punching in the back of the head. So, yeah.
But, it wasn't, like I said, it was a great game. Of course, much better than a blowout, right? I mean, you got to overtime, so.
Right.
I don't think it was a classic, like amazing game, but pretty damn good game, and the commercials are pretty good too. So I thought those were. I thought there were some standout commercials, some clunkers, but some good ones, which we'll talk about a little bit. Some of the commercials.
When Klobby gets here.
Yeah. And Dadman was trading messages with friends of both teams. Yep.
Gotcha. Well, I have a little pop culture news, Mark. If you want to hear it real quick.
Yeah, let me just read this from the Geek and
Yes, please do.
It was a game to wash dishes and clean up the kitchen, then run back to the TV, see if they played the Deadpool cheeser again. You got a quick view of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine from a distance, but nothing really definitive. So it was a teaser. But I guess a lot of these movie trailers, and they say watch the full trailer online, of course, because the Super Bowl, time costs so much money. So then they send you to the online. Teaser, but I'm sure.
Why is Wolverine wearing Wolverine pajamas? What's up with the long sleeves, dude? What is it, Winter Wolverine?
Well, this doesn't have to work out as much, I guess. Oh, is he wearing? Let's see, Wolverine. Let me do a search here.
Yeah, dude, he had long sleeves on his thing.
Longs. Deadpool Wolverine. Let's see if they have any, because I can't show the trailer, obviously, but let's see if they have any. Oh, well, that's in the wintertime, because Wolverine is, he's not from Canada.
Oh, yeah, well, he's so susceptible to cold. If only he had a really cool healing factor.
Yeah. Of course, Wolverine would never feel any kind of cold whatsoever. That's something you silly comic book nerds and geeks would worry about. I don't know why you guys are so nitpicky. I mean, come on. Yeah, you're right. So he's got the sleeves on, but
yeah, I don't recognize that from any comic book I ever read.
Yeah, this is Wolverine. I would think that costume looks pretty damn good, I have to say. We're seeing
which one?
The yellow and the blue.
Yeah,
for live action, that's pretty damn.
I don't know, dude. The original series run of Wolverine, when he had that dark brownish maroon and yellow, that was pretty cool too. But that's more X-Men-y looking for sure. Yeah. Secret Wars Wolverine.
I can live with this. Costume. I see what you're saying about the sleeves, but
it's not the word. It's not as bad as X-Men, the first movie. That's for sure. Those god awful.
Yeah. Well, they didn't want them to wear costumes. Yeah. So, but yeah, you got the little teaser, trailer. I guess here. So, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun movie getting Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. And the funny thing was, he did said they did the last movie, and that was it. And you know, the big cut the cake at the end, and he was done with Wolverine. Of course, the comeback again, and he had to work out like again. He's not a spring chicken. I mean, how old is Hugh Jackman now? 58 or 55?
73 years old.
73 years.
Well, I don't know. Wasn't Wolverine like 126 or something like that, dude? When he joined the X-Men?
He doesn't have a healing factor. So how old? Oh, he's 55. Oh man, he's old. Shit, he looks that good at 55. What am I doing?
I know. I hope you look that good at 55, Mark.
Yeah, I hope I make it to 55.
I feel like I'm not that far from 55. I'm really scared about that. 10 years.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm a few months younger than. He's born October. I'm born in June. So yeah. So of 68.
There's still time, Mark.
There's still time. I got to start pumping up. I'm a Gemini. Yep. So I got to start pumping up. Yep.
I'm a Taurus. We're close.
Geekiness is adamantium gets chili bellies 32 degrees. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what the plot of this movie is, but does it really matter? I guess. I mean, it's going to be batshit crazy, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, he's 55 playing Wolverine. It's a pretty damn physical role. So I guess we can finally get the mask in there. That would be pretty cool if we get the Wolverine mask. Oh, I guess we do, right? Yeah, here we do. Yeah. Wolverine to wear a comic book accurate mask in Deadpool 3. Awesome. I'm loving it. I don't know if I like the shiny part there, but that's pretty wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's one rumor I don't like this. Supposedly they casted somebody as Bishop. And I hope they're not going to play with that storyline. They kind of did that with Cable last time. I think that's a little redundant-y, but we'll see, I guess.
And wasn't Wolverine dead at the end of Logan?
Well, spoilers, but yeah, he totally was, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's been 10 years since then. When was the last Logan movie, right? Yeah. But no, he's been great as Wolverine. As soon as you saw him in that first X-Men movie, I'm like, this guy's going to be a star. I mean, you could.
A little tall for Wolverine, but yeah.
Yeah. And the comics, they don't even pay attention to being a runt anymore. I mean, in the old days, it was runt this, runt that, you know.
Right.
You know, all the time you were hearing, you know, how much of a, runt he was, but and how short he was. But and that was part of the fun part of the character, too, was, that was part of his psyche, too. Why he was so crazy, because he was small and people were like, oh, don't, who's this little runt? What's he going to do to me? Don't be scared of him. And he's the most dangerous guy in the Marvel universe, quote unquote. But the biggest badass. But yeah, I think let's see what they say about the trailer here. Yep. And it's gonna be rated R. So footage sees members of the Time Variance Authority track down and find Reynolds Wade Wilson. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yep. I smell what you're sensing, and Sensei. Your cinematic universe is about to change forever. I'm the Messiah. And Marvel Jesus. Yeah. So it's the 9th time Jackman has appeared as a character for Marvel Comics. And the first time he apparently retired from the role with 2017's Logan. Yep. So, yeah, and then in the second Deadpool movie, they had they had him in there as had a joke at the end with the mask. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
and who's been in the most Marvel movies, Mark?
Let's see, the most Marvel movies. It's gonna be Iron Man. Would it be Tony Stark? Or would it be Captain America?
Close. It would be
It's
Mr.
gotta be the
Stanley.
Hulk. Oh,
Stanley.
with all the cameos? Stanley?
Yeah. Yep.
You sure it's not Willie Lumpkin? I won. Oh, yep, Dad man. Yep. Have a good night. Yep. Be good. Yep.
Yeah, get some rest, buddy.
See you soon, Dad man. Yep.
Well, this was a good lead into what I had to tell you, Mark.
Sure.
Brad Pitt has been cast, and I believe the whole movie has been cast now for Quentin Tarantino's last movie. He will be the lead. He will be the lead in Tarantino's last movie. But that they're supposed to start filming, I believe, this spring. So,
and do we know what it's about?
Yeah, it's called The Movie Critic. It's set in the 70s in LA, which makes a lot of sense. He could probably reuse a lot of the stuff he did with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which was set in 69.
Okay.
Have you seen that movie? Third movie with Brad Pitt, so should be interesting to see.
And why is he retiring? I don't get these guys say they're just going to retire. It's like, who knows? What if you want to make another movie someday, right? No. Not Brad Pitt. Courtney got all nervous. Yeah.
No, Tarantino.
Tarantino said he's making his last film, directing his last film.
Retiring. What? That's not right. I'm sorry. I'm almost out of the store.
That's okay. Nope, all good. Yep. No, but I mean, yeah.
Well, he's thrown out a couple things. He said he's not leaving Hollywood. That's not what his goal is, though. He did say he's a little tired of the shenanigans that's going on right now and some stuff that's being passed off as movies, and how we're definitely in a movie lull that he compared to like the early 80s. But he said he's not opposed to writing. He's actually talked about perhaps working with a group of new up-and-coming writers and actors. Yeah. Maybe he'll teach. Maybe he'll open a studio. Maybe he'll open up a workshop kind of thing. And I'm sure he'll probably take a residency someplace and, probably UCLA or NYU or something like that and do some stuff with that. And but I'm going to kind of take him at his word here. I think this is his last movie that he is going to be the director of.
Yeah, no, but it's amazing. I mean, he's not that old either, probably, right? What's he in his 50s?
No, but I mean, he said that.
I know he's been saying that for years, right? He said he was going to do 7 movies and that's it, or whatever the number was.
10, and 10. I don't believe he counted. That half and half movie he did with Rodriguez.
The Blood and Guts movie.
Where he did Death Proof and what was the one that his buddy did?
It was the Machine Gun Machete.
And Rose McGowan with the machine gun leg. Yeah.
Planet Terror, right? Planet Terror, Grindhouse.
Planet Terror. But I remember Death Proof because that was his first thing he did with Kurt Russell, who's been in about 4 or 5 of his movies now too. Yeah.
So how many movies? Let's see. Let's look up. So he's 60. Yeah. So okay. So the age of retirement used to be 65, right? Yep.
Maybe he wants to take his Social Security early, dude. You can get it at 62.
Yeah. Right.
Retired to Arizona.
He needs the money, right? So I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, as you're pulling it up, I'm going to tell you right now. It's Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, which I believe he counts as one movie.
Okay.
Django Unchained, Inglourious Bastards, The Hateful Eight, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What am I forgetting? And Death Proof. Yeah, Death Proof.
Yeah, Death Proof. Yep. Well, that's the slasher film. Yeah. But that was one of the 3. That was the 3 movies that came out together, right? There was the 3 short films. So
it was 2. It was him and Rodriguez.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so you're saying he's not counting. Yeah, Tarantino kills.
He could
be a single movie. Yeah.
Yeah, he considers Kill Bill as one movie. That's correct.
He stated he plans to make a total of just 10 films before retiring as a director. So he must be a big fan of Twitter X then, right? Or X on Twitter, right? That must be his favorite social media.
He talked about how a lot of people it's like how do you look at somebody's body of work, and he talked about how Kubrick had died. And his last movie that he did was Eyes Wide Shut, and it's probably his least movie. Though there's some stuff about the movie it's interesting, but I mean, it's no Full Metal Jacket or let's be honest.
He died, I think, before the movie was finished too, wasn't it?
Correct. So I don't hold that 100% against him, but he said he didn't want to be one of those guys who was just doing like B movies or doing stuff that just for a paycheck and everything, and. He's got kids now too. He had kids at an old age. He definitely put his career first. I don't think he even got married till he was in his mid or late 40s. So yeah.
Yep. So let me say hi to Picasso. So hail to Picasso, and he's got the Thing icon as a member. So thank you for being a member, Picasso.
Hi, Picasso.
What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie out of those, Mark?
All right, so Reservoir Dogs is an amazing movie, but that scene with the razor in the ear freaks me out. So that's one of the movies that
Mark,
I
do you
hate.
think that's the most gruesome thing you've seen in a movie?
Yes, it is, because of the realism of it and the reality of the characters.
All right,
and
Mark, do you know that in that movie they never actually show his ear getting cut off?
They don't. No.
But people have that so ingrained in their mind, and of course the aftermath of it, right? That people will tell you, "Oh, dude, it was gruesome. The blood was there," but they don't really show it, which I think is one of the most brilliant things ever. And like he said, he really couldn't do it on a shoestring budget. He's like the fake ear alone cost him like 70. Cost him like $600. So yeah.
And actually, at the end of that movie, the squibs go off wrong, so the timing of the shots are off wrong.
Yes,
are wrong too. So it's all messed up in the movie. But it, the guy dies before he gets shot. Basically, if you watch that scene, you've got to watch it in slow motion to really catch it. But if you're paying attention, you could see it. But it doesn't take away from the movie. But they couldn't afford to do it.
Yeah, dude.
The commode scene happened. Yeah.
Chris Penn in that movie, dude. Stop aiming that gun at my dad.
Yeah. Oh God, that movie is really good. But that's
so good
brutal,
at that, dude.
It's a brutal movie. So that's his first film.
It is.
And then
and this is what most people would say, right?
Most people would say Pulp Fiction is best movie.
Yeah.
I call it Plum Fiction.
It's an amazing movie. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, that's an incredible movie. And we had a local independent cinema here that would play that, and that was their most popular movie ever. I guess they made the most money. It was like a I shouldn't say third rate, but third run, movie. Yep. They showed, the movies after they'd played in their main run, which I love, because then they would play for like a month. You could go see the movies. It was cheap to see. But Pulp Fiction was their biggest. They said like, thank you for this is our best run ever. And then I remember my mom said, well, why don't you and Maureen come over? I'll rent Pulp Fiction. I think because there's a nice dancing scene with John Travolta. Because the advertised. I heard it was really good. I'm thinking. I'm like, the scene with the gimp. I do not. Nope. I don't think we should watch this movie together. Because then that movie takes a pretty dark. It's not that. Well, it's a pretty crazy scene. It's not.
It's pretty dark, brother.
Yeah. And Bruce Willis.
Hey, Mom, come watch Vinnie Vaporino stick a needle in this girl's chest.
Yeah. But I think that's a high. I agree. Most people say that's a high point in his career.
Absolutely. Now this is my personal favorite. Yeah. This is the one that was based. The only movie he's ever done. I believe the guy's name was Elmore Leonard. That wrote the book Rum Punch.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. And I dig it, man. I think it's a great Samuel L. Jackson role. I love what's his name? Is it Robert? Oh man, the old guy that was the vacuum cleaner guy and Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. Just so good in it, man. Yeah. Hey,
Hepburn Times. How's it going?
Yeah, that's what I say. So put me down for that. Yeah, that'll work.
Thank you for leaving Taylor Swift's party early and coming out.
I didn't leave it early. Sorry, it took so long to get home. Had to drive quite a ways back.
No worries. No worries.
Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Clobby, you missed my rating of Super Bowls. My top Super Bowl of all time was
44.
The Falcons losing. Second of all time. Saints winning. Falcons losing much better.
Oh no.
Saints winning. And third best Super Bowl. This Super Bowl. This Super Bowl, dude. Number 3, this Super Bowl.
No. Dude, are you crazy? You're not a Saints fan. Saints number 1. That doesn't even. There's not even. I'm with you on Falcons. That should be number 2.
Bro, I'm joking with you. Why would I put this Super Bowl as number 3? I'm playing a game.
Look, that's no way to play, man. Some things are sacred.
Fair enough, sir. But dude, the Falcons losing, that did make you happy.
Was a beautiful Super Bowl. Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. But seriously, I know you. By the way, I didn't think you were serious. Don't worry.
Okay. I'm certainly not serious about this being a great Super Bowl, but then, yeah.
I don't know. It was pretty good. It was a good. I mean, did exactly what I thought it was going to be: monotonous, dull, and tedious for 3.5 quarters, and then very competitive toward the end there with a like I have a term for that fan ending only a fan could love, and that means a fan of the team that won because. And
Swift is the real winner. I like.
I hate and Max Amanda Bear says Taylor Swift is the real winner.
I hate the 49ers and all because they're longtime nemesis of the Saints. And I don't.
Yes, sir.
I really don't hate the Chiefs. I've kind of been happy for them over the past couple of years, but the Taylor Swift crap made me. Well, at least Kelsey didn't get the touchdown. At least he didn't win the game for him. But I really did not want her to win.
Oh, it's CBS. I'm like, I can imagine. They're like, please pass to Kelsey for the touchdown.
No,
how awesome would it be if they broke up and she started dating Patrick Mahomes, though? That'd be great.
Well, he's married, so that would be pretty big.
That'd be even better.
So yeah, no, but all seriousness, nothing touches the Super Bowl 44, which I watch every year, including this year. And 14 years of sheer, something I thought I would never live to see, because I'm sure you thought you would never live to see either. We all didn't think it would happen.
No. And dude, I have people that are no longer with us that even said, this is the truth. The guy I worked for, his family owned the very first school I worked at and went to and everything. And he stopped going to games after that. He was like, this is it. I can't ask for anything else. And he passed away about 3 years after that. But he just stopped going to games. He's like, it doesn't get any better than this. There's no reason for me to go anymore. Which I thought was a little weird. But I also have to remember, this guy was like around since before, right? He was like going to games at Tulane Stadium and stuff. So
right, sure.
I get it now. And now looking back, there
were so many people when it happened were saying things like, I wish my dad had lived to see this. He always wanted to live to see this, or my uncle. And then there was even stories about people on their deathbeds in New Orleans when it happened saying, at least I lived to see this. I mean, it was crazy. That was some crazy times around here. And it's Mardi Gras this week. There was when they won it. When they won it, it wasn't quite Mardi Gras yet. Mardi Gras was chips all over the place. But that Tuesday after the game, that parade may as well have been Mardi Gras. I mean, like it was Mardi Gras all year round, pretty much.
That's right. And Clubby, you remember that they actually had 2 different float makers that were fighting to donate the floats for the parade, because they wanted to have their floats in the parade, and they were riding. Mark, it's weird down here. Like they make these floats a year in advance, and there were different crews, which are the people that run the parade. Like each parade has a crew that runs it, and they were like, "Oh, give them our floats. Let them use our floats. Yeah, let them take our king float."
We tried to get down there, and we couldn't park anywhere miles.
Good luck,
miles
brother.
Away.
Yeah.
We tried to go to the parade, and it was like there was really over 1 million people down there, and we had to park so far away it just wasn't going to work out. We parked so far away. We finally said, "You know what? The hell with this. Let's go to Hooters in Metairie.
Let's go to a bar.
Just watch it and just watch the thing. That's all we could do." We got down there, and a whole bunch of us, and man, you just had to get there ridiculously early. And I was waiting on friends, it was a time, boy. Was it a time?
And Mark, do you know why Clobby had to go to Hooters instead of the Swamp Room? The Swamp Room actually closed its doors and locked up. Yeah, for the parade. They were like, "We'll be back at 5." Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I love the Swamp Room. They moved, huh?
Yeah.
But they're still. I went to there not too long ago, for the first time in like 20 years.
How was the burger, baby? I haven't been in like 6.
I think I ordered it wrong or something. It wasn't as good as it used to be, but that's just. I think I screwed up though.
Okay.
I think. I hope.
It was pretty good 6 years ago. So,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Taylor Swift has some holes in her pants there. God. In the picture, she's got holes in her pants. Look at the design. They're saying, check out Taylor Swift Super Bowl outfit. See her cheer on Travis Kelce.
That.
Yeah, so everyone's going to have jeans with holes in them or slots in them. Yeah. But,
where's her Joe Biden hat she was going to wear?
I guess she forgot it. She had a bad memory. She couldn't remember to wear it.
What Travis Kelce? Yeah, there you go, bro. Travis Kelce is a moron, man. Did you hear him talking?
Would you see him almost knock the Andy Reid over?
No, I was listening on the radio, listening to the recap a little bit.
No, this was during the Super Bowl.
During the game, he about body checked him. What was his problem?
Well, he wanted to stay in the game. I guess they pulled him out. Yeah.
Yeah, the hell with him.
Our family friends. So
I do love Andy Reid, man. I was like, what are you doing, man? He shouldn't let him play for that.
Yeah, so I guess because that was then the interception happened. So
yeah.
Oh, that was Blake Lively next to Taylor Swift. I was wondering who that was. I don't know any of these famous people.
No, I'm talking that. I didn't see her.
Blake Lively.
She's in a red tracksuit.
Yeah, really big. Like,
what about the chick with the black hair, though? On the other side of her.
On the where?
Here? Well, that's not a Super Bowl shot, is it?
This is a Super Bowl tonight. Yeah.
I saw some chick with dark hair next to her on her right. On her right.
I don't know who that was, but yep. Swifties rejoice. So
Swifties go to hell.
I wonder what the ratings were. I guess they had massive ratings.
In all seriousness, if you're watching because you're a fan of one of the teams, great. If you're watching just because you like to watch football, great. If you don't give a crap, but you watch because you want to see a stupid pop star be shown every once in a while, get out of here. I know they make money on it, so seriously, I just want to watch her dumb reaction.
She didn't even do the halftime show, right, Kobe?
No, it was Usher.
That's so funny. I knew Usher did, but I didn't know if I missed the halftime show. So
yeah, no,
she popped in or anything like that.
And hail to Joe Dog.
So it was just that she was there. Hi.
And look at he's got a nice Valkyrie icon. Very nice Valkyrie icon there.
See, all season, Courtney, and hey, Courtney, by the way, they've been doing that all season. They go, she goes to the games of her stupid moronic boyfriend, and who, by the way, he was up there talking after the game. He has the most inarticulate boob. Not a wonder I'm not gonna say the word.
Well, the funny thing was, my mom was like, when they kept showing him, she's like, who would want to kiss him? Look at his ugly beard. And everyone, my mom's in her 80s. I shouldn't say her age.
I love mom commentary.
Just mom commentary. Like, who would want to kiss him? That beard looks ugly. He looks so horrible. I'm like, well, apparently Taylor Swift does, but
that would scratch your face.
Obviously, your mom does not know how much money.
Say again, Pat. Yep.
I was saying, obviously, your mom doesn't know how much money a professional athlete makes.
So.
But not compared to Swift, though.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. She's bigger than some countries. Yeah, most countries.
It's not like he's Tom Brady.
Yeah. Now we'll talk about that.
I would venture to say.
Tom Brady.
Well, I was going to say, I thought the game, wasn't, I always, obviously, I'm a football fan, and I had stopped watching a few years ago. I started watching again because they seem to get, we don't do politics here, but they seem to pretty much avoid a lot of the politics these days, which is good. So I boycotted the NFL, but it was.
They still do some of it, but.
It's not as in your face. It is bad, but and of course, it was a lot easier with the Giants being that horrible. I'm like, I got a lot of time on extra free time on Sundays, but the game was a decent game to watch. It was before you got here, clobbering time.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry,
but I was just gonna say it wasn't. We're saying it wasn't. A game. You always say this is a game for the ages, or it's going down in history. I mean, it was a good, hard-fought battle, but it wasn't. A super exciting game.
Overtime. It almost went into double. It's only the second Super Bowl ever had overtime.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that part was good. And of course, how important is that extra point too? Right?
That's horrible.
So that kicker misses that extra point. I mean, maybe the Chiefs score, but it's a lot
had it blocked. He had it blocked. So
yeah. Well, he kicked it very low. They were showing the extra point kick, and he kind of squibbed it off his foot a little bit. It probably would have been a good kick, but he kicked it very low across the line.
All the difference in the world.
And that was a gutsy call by the Niners to go for it on that fourth down play that they ended up getting the touchdown for it too. So everyone in our Super party is just kick the field goal, just kick the field goal.
What are you, the Lions?
Yeah, that's what we're saying. We're the Lions, but they got the fourth down, That's it. Yeah. And Joe Dog is not happy with 2024. Sorry, Joe Dog. Hopefully the show will make it a little bit better. Yep.
I said that I wasn't either. 2024 hasn't been the greatest so far.
No.
But you know what? Think positive. It'll get better.
Yeah.
That stadium's a gorgeous stadium, I gotta say. That's pretty wild. I guess someone was telling me the grass, they've rolled the grass out from the stadium, and then it goes
natural
outside.
grass.
It's natural grass, which is
not the only stadium that does that, but yeah.
But someone said the field actually rolls out, or is it just through the roof?
It rolls out. Yeah, they roll it in.
So that like it comes out the end zone, I guess, and then they put it outside the pasture, quote unquote.
Yep. According to what I heard.
Let's see. I'm gonna goggle this here. Allegiance Stadium. And what is Allegiance?
Yeah, that's a nice stadium.
Is it
it's going to be an old stadium next year. So,
what is that? Let's see. Let's see. How is grown and installed? Yep. Let's see here. Let's see. The Sodfather. Yeah, George Toma. Yep. So let's see. I'm skimming through this. Yep. How did they grow it? Yep. 92% of players prefer to play on high quality grass. Of course, yeah. Yeah, synthetic. It's probably why my son tore his ACL on turf too.
Arizona and Dallas do that, I think.
Yep. So how did they grow it? Let's see.
ARR.
Let's see. So get more sun, or maybe it was installed. Oh, it was grass fisher Superbowl was grown on a sod farm in Northern California, be transported to Vegas. Yep. So maybe it just, or maybe they don't roll it in and out. It just goes through the roof. I don't know. Well, someone can find out for me.
You can always hit it with
chain trackle grass. Oh, here, retractable grass field, Super Bowl 58. All right, so I don't want to play someone's video, so I don't get in trouble. But let's see if they. So it's matured outside. Irrigation, match days. What are they? Oh, I guess so. It retracts in or out 1 hour. Okay, yeah. Like a lot. Okay, so it goes into like the parking lot, right? Yeah. Pretty wild. Yeah.
Back in the day, if you lived in Boston, you could go to a Bruins game during the day and a Celtics game at night. They would turn it off. They would turn it around in like 3 hours. You know, that's from an ice to a hardwood floor. So, and that was the 80s and 90s. So,
pretty cool. Yeah. So I guess it goes in and out. Yeah. So the field seemed like it did hold up, right? Yeah, it did hold up. Yep. Cowboy Stadium does that too. Yep. And of course, RRT and Z says, "I feel sorry for you having to watch NFL. Such an inferior game to rugby. The players have to play 80 minutes without pads, and play doesn't stop when someone is tackled." Yeah. Well, rugby is big in my town. We got.
I guess I'm just inferior because I've tried to get into it, and it just doesn't have. The NFL has, real football. Real NFL. You don't call it football if you don't want to. I just love the game. I always have.
Football American.
It has it all. Yeah, they have pads, but they have uniforms that look cool, and it has speed. Yeah. It has fly. It has action. It has.
They're both cool sports.
The ball throw down the field. See, the position of quarterback is cool. Is the most fun thing to watch in sports to me. Standing back there and throwing it downfield.
I agree. That's once I learned the game, because I didn't know the game for years. It had to be like explained to me, and I agree now. That's like something
I have every respect for rugby. I just can't get into that or soccer or anything like that. Look, but people love it, so more power to them. But people who do that, as much as I'm mad at the NFL and stuff and what they've done to the game and changed it, it's still a multi-billion-dollar, industry. So apparently a lot of people like to watch it, inferior or not. Unfortunately, it has changed a lot. And that stuff in the end zone, they still do some dumb stuff. Like it says end racism in the end zone.
Yep.
And I'm like, that'll end it. There you go. See, it's ended. It says it in the end zone of the NFL game.
But no, rugby is a cool sport. And I played a few matches in college for fun. And God, it's a crazy sport, though.
Tough guy, Mark.
Yeah, you got to be hard ass to play rugby. I played hockey, But football's that's got to be the number one.
Badass too.
Yeah, but you don't get the crowd. You don't get to drink as much at the end of the rugby games. Yep. and Courtney says rugby players are hot. Yep.
I watched rugby games in the last town that I lived in.
You don't have to sell me or I understand. I mean, I can't get into the game. I know it's brutality and all that other stuff. Back when they could actually hit in the NFL, they used to. They butchered each other back then too, and it was unabated. I mean, they were running at full speed, hitting each other. Nowadays, it is a lot less hitting. They have the hitting, but it's not same. But still, I mean, it's tough to stay healthy. They get a lot of injuries.
Yeah, well, I guess football. I mean, it's clearly the most popular sport in the U.S. Worldwide, it's getting more popular, but not as popular. So, I mean, obviously, soccer, aka European football, whatever kind of football you want to call it, is that's got to be the number one sport in the world, and it's taking off in the USA. Rugby is getting more popular with the kids, but I don't think in lacrosse but it's gonna be pretty tough to dethrone.
I have every respect for it.
Yeah, so
every respect for it. I mean, it's just a lot of people. It doesn't go the other way around. Fans of rugby are seem to be angry that NFL's popular, so they have to attack you if you like NFL. I'm like, hey,
I was a lacrosse player, but it doesn't count.
What?
I was a lacrosse player. I was the number one. I was number one point scorer in 8th grade.
Awesome. Don't mess with Courtney with their stick. Yep.
You know who else was a lacrosse player?
I was really good at cradling, so nobody could check into your face if it was girls hockey. I had a really tight cradle, so all I had to do was run. And I was really fast. It was kind of it wasn't fair. Go on, Bobby. Sorry.
That's right. You know who else was a lacrosse player?
Yeah.
The greatest football player of all time, Jim Brown.
Jim Brown, yeah. Was an amazing lacrosse player.
Champion.
Yep. Actually, one of my buddies, his dad played professional lacrosse, but this is in the 70s. Professional lacrosse in Maryland. He was an amazing player, like 6'5". The guy was a monster.
Did you just say in Maryland?
I think it was in Maryland. Yeah, it was down in Washington D.C., Maryland area.
Yeah, I went. Lacrosse is big around there because I went to Johns Hopkins for lacrosse camp and stuff. I remember, in the summertime.
Yeah, it was very popular down there. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just I think so. Soccer, aka European football, whatever you want to call it, is definitely the number one sport in the world in terms of fans. Because that's the rest of the world. But I wonder if the NFL makes the most money now. I mean, if you look at the top 100 broadcasts of the year, I think 90 of them were NFL games or playoff games.
NFL and soccer do very well.
Yeah. So and the World Cup is getting more popular here too. But and rugby, we had a really good rugby team in town, and a lot of kids are playing rugby now. A lot of the football players
I've watched rugby when you could find it here. I mean,
yeah, but our football players will play rugby because the seasons don't match up. So a lot of the football players would play rugby, or they do track, and they were nationally ranked actually too with our high school.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's a good sport, but there's something about football that's captured the American zeitgeist, I guess, right?
Well, when the forward pass started evolving, and Johnny Unitas and Otto Graham and those guys started throwing it more, then became more sophisticated play wise. That really, I mean, this is such an exciting thing seeing a guy throw it down there and a guy having to catch it in traffic sometimes. That just is what it is.
Our high school football team was horrible, but basketball was huge because Kobe Bryant. I'm in the same graduating class, so that became a huge sport because you would have all the news, there.
Oh yeah,
it was a huge ordeal.
Yeah, I think is baseball 2 or NBA number 2 now? I wonder in popularity in the U.S.
Probably.
I mean, basketball.
I would say that, and then
probably NBA.
I think NBA is probably number 2 sport.
Not lately, I don't think. Do you think so?
I'm thinking MLB. It might be NBA.
In terms of dollars and and viewership.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you look at the markets that baseball's in, and 2 teams and 1 city and stuff, I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
Oh, here we go. Let's break this down. The NBA pulls in an estimated $12 billion, the MLB about $14 billion. The NFL consistently rakes in $25 billion annually. So actually, the NBA is $2 billion less, but consider how many less games the NBA has. But yeah, they're saying globally the NBA is the most popular American sport, and that makes sense too. Around the world, everyone plays basketball.
It's huge in China.
They play a lot more games.
Yeah. So that makes sense. But and of course, Star Trek always predicts everything correctly. So Star Trek predicts that the major leagues will end eventually. I forget what year, but grew up loving baseball.
So the Kingdom Come.
Yeah, right.
Remember that?
They predict the end of baseball, right?
But it's all sports. All sports. In a world where there's superheroes flying around doing all that crazy. All the sports eventually just died down because watching some athletic competitions, they can go walk. People can there's so many super beings walking around. They can walk outside and see people doing crazy, amazing stuff. Yeah, it just kind of killed it. It killed it.
If you grew up in a world with superheroes, your comic books would probably be like about pirates and stuff.
That's what Alan Moore surmised when he did Watchmen.
That was good catch. That's what I was playing at. Thank you.
Yeah.
So let's see. Brian Hepburn and hail to Brian Hepburn says football, soccer, and cricket are 1 and 2 worldwide. Well, cricket is that popular? Wow,
cricket's huge in India, dude.
I know
cricket's
it's huge in India. I thought that was just more of a British in India and Asian sport, but wow,
cricket's big. Yeah.
It's big in Portugal too. For some, don't know why. Okay. It just is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I actually played cricket as a kid. We had a Brit came over and taught us how to play cricket and set up some wickets, and we were playing. And India, I know it's huge. Yeah, it's the wickets. Yep, and we used oars to play with. Yep, or if you've seen Spinal Tap, that's the manager has the cricket bat.
I first learned about cricket because of Doctor Who.
Yeah. So and I have a friend from Trinidad and Tobago, and the cricket is massive there. It's the number 1 sport. So that's right. Yeah, that's a good point there. But I'm surprised it's number two in the world. Us Americans, we always think we're number 1 in everything, right? But we're not the whole world. So that's the most popular sports in the world. I mean, I'm just guessing it's soccer, football. But that's why the NFL keeps trying to push these damn games. In England, they want to have a British franchise and trying to get it. There
you go.
An international team, which in the jet age now, I guess you could. So soccer. Here we go. Let's pull up this article, and we're sports balling tonight because it's sports ball.
It is Super Bowl Sunday. Come on.
Yeah,
got us some slack tonight.
We're going to do some other geeky stuff too, but the most popular sport in the world is football, soccer. Throughout 3.5 billion around the world follow the sport, and there are 250 million players in 200 different nations. Cricket, 2.5 billion fans. Basketball, 2.2 billion fans, and field hockey, the next 3 most popular sports worldwide.
Field hockey?
Oh,
wow.
Field hockey. Wowzers.
I played field hockey too.
Yeah.
Field hockey, lacrosse, and basketball. And swimming and
soccer,
diving.
Cricket, field hockey, tennis, volleyball, table tennis, basketball, baseball, golf. Wow. So they're saying cricket and field. So I would have always thought that basketball. Why is basketball not higher on this list? And who knows what these surveys are. This is clickbait, but that.
Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, it's huge over Asia, Australia, and UK. Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, remember the San Diego Chargers. That's for sure. Yep.
San Diego Superchargers. Yep. They were the first year of their existence. They were Los Angeles, and then they moved in 1961 to San Diego, and they were that way ever since until about 4 years ago now, or 5 years ago. The Spanish sold them back to LA. You'll never feel right. Poor Chargers fans. Sucks to lose your team, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So here we go. Here's I don't know how accurate this is. Source via Reddit user, who knows, but this makes sense. So look, Canada ice hockey and American football in the blue. I agree with that. Baseball, of course, in Cuba and down south here. Let's see, cricket. Oh no, well, green, yeah, soccer. No, let's see, cricket is the brown. So cricket's here. The blue, oh, it's ice hockey. Okay, in Finland. Let's see, basketball, orange. Rugby, we've got rugby down under here. Yep. And Australian football, number 1 in Australia. Gaelic football, number 1 in Ireland. And volleyball. Got a lot of volleyball here. Yep. So interesting. Yep. They don't have field hockey listed here, but yeah, it makes sense that's.
Didn't they play that in Echo?
Right. Yep.
Remember?
Yeah. No, it's very interesting. Very interesting. Yep. Yep.
A long time ago, too.
Yeah, so RRTNZ says, yeah, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and there 1.8 billion people. Yep, we're only, 350 million in the U.S., yep. And the West Indies, Britain, Australian cricket is a huge international following, yep. No, yeah, it's cricket's, that's for sure. Cricket's got to be more popular than baseball, especially when you've got that international crowd. I mean, we just play baseball here, and it's popular in Japan and then South America. But not, and baseball's not the number one sport here anymore either, obviously. So, back in the day, yeah, every kid wanted to be in the majors, and and there were so few teams too. It was tough. God, I mean, the chances of making the MLB, and football was an afterthought as a sport too. I mean, not to insult football, but in the 50s. It was popular, but it was nothing like playing. Didn't get anywhere near the recognition that baseball got, back in the 40s and 50s. I mean,
Jim Thorpe used to work a day job off season. That's
right.
Just to say, that guy was like maybe the greatest athlete ever. So,
well, most of the football players I knew, saw interview. They all said most of them worked, 2 jobs. I mean, they played football in the off season. They painted houses or did things.
Oh, that's up until the 70s or 80s.
Yeah, unless you were unless the superstars. But
so Joe Namath came along.
Yeah, so
you know how much they paid him?
Well, we do
like $70,000 or something.
Oh yeah, wow. Yeah, because some
of
the guys
like it was the WNBA back in the day. You get one star that makes it.
I mean, that was a signing bonus. That was unheard of.
That was unheard of, yeah.
At that time, that people were astounded. Like, how could they give any football player that much money?
You needed it for those mink coats, man.
Mark, that was Sunday working.
All right, Mark. Before you transition, gang, I was telling Mark and Courtney backstage, because Tuesday is Mardi Gras, and I am in New Orleans proper. Normally, I go to therapy for PT on Tuesday mornings, but since the city basically closes down, they moved me till Monday at 7:30 because they're closing at noon and Mardi Gras Day. So I told Mark I'd hang till you got here, Clubby, and so you wouldn't have to go on solo. And then Courtney showed up, so we went on as a trio.
Appreciate that, Pat S.
Mardi Gras where you are? Because I have Philadelphia memories of Mardi Gras. I'm sure you've heard in the past. I said, is it Happy Mardi Gras, or Fat Tuesday? Where you
Happy? I guess it's Happy Mardi Gras. Right.
Yeah, you could say Happy Mardi Gras.
I'm just saying, is it like a pleasant time, or do you ever have because Philadelphia, when I was living in Philly, they had riots. It was craziness.
Oh no, it's fun.
Oh no, it's something like that.
Nothing.
No, it's fine. The only thing is that, to be honest with you, Courtney, if you grow.
Oh, you roboted for a second, Pat S. Pat said he had problems with his modem at home too. Their tech was coming.
You there, bud?
Oh, we lost Pat. We lost the YouTuber. YouTuber down.
Send out an alert.
I've heard that, Larry. Yep, Mobile, Alabama, actually invented Marc D.
God bless him. That was smart. But I mean, down your way on the bayou, right? I mean, that's as Pat's saying. It sounds like everything shuts down, and that's
New Orleans. Everything New Orleans does is around. Like tomorrow, they'll call what they quote unquote called Lundi Gras. He said, "Power's out again." Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, Pat S. Yep. Well, thank you for being here, Pat.
Thank you, bro. Good.
Yep. Good luck tomorrow at rehab. Yep. At your PT. Yep. Physical therapy.
A lot of people shut down relatively early on Monday Gras, the Monday before it, and then do all their setting up. Some people go camp out for till the next day on the parade routes with Metairie and out downtown New Orleans and all that other stuff. And then yes, Tuesday, every single solitary bit of New Orleans and a couple of the surrounding bits of the surrounding areas and parishes and what have you are shut down completely until some establishments might open up later that night, like gas stations and things like that, or whatever, until of course the next day, Ash Wednesday. But yeah, if you're in any job you have, I mean, it's all gone. Like from where I am, about an hour away from it, the Baton Rouge area. No, I mean, some of the schools do actually, and some government, but most businesses just stay open around here.
Open, yeah.
I like a job I had the job I've had here since I moved back into this area back about about 20 years ago now. We're far enough away from New Orleans where we didn't close down.
Wow. Yeah, so it's farther away you get, then it's not as crazy. Yeah. Oh, and RNT and that you channeling my dad, you sound just like him because he first of all he hated to play. He hated to watch sports. Only wanted to play sports. He said, "Why waste time watching sports?" As a kid, he got his uncle or grandfather, what family like had tickets to a soccer game, a football game in Geneva, European football. He's like, I don't want to go. He's like, why don't you want to go? He's like, I don't waste time watching sports. He's a peculiar guy, but he always make fun of me because I love baseball as a kid. And he's like, you call that the World Series? No one else in the world plays baseball. What is this crap? What you say the World Series?
Right.
So I was laughing. He said he would laugh. Yeah.
That's why of
course they were. Well, they are. We are. Yeah, but they are the best in the world. No one could beat them, but no one else plays.
Yeah, I'll say this to you: bring any team, any other country wants to come in and try to beat our best football teams or our best baseball teams.
Not happening. Yeah.
Or our best basketball teams. Of course, we've had basketball teams complete in the Olympics. Of course.
Yep.
What happens?
The dream team. Yeah.
What happened when our dream team plays them?
Yeah.
What happens?
Well, we were winning, yeah. Well, that was the revenge for losing. Yes, they were going to put together the dream team. Yeah,
our worst football team would beat anybody they can put together.
And I think probably if soccer was the number one sport here, I think we would probably win the World Cup. Not all the time, obviously, but we would have won some World Cups or be more competitive because I think our best athletes are playing football, basketball, baseball. Not that much ice hockey, although I love ice hockey. But
I know where RR's coming from. I mean, it is presumptuous.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's why I was laughing. Like my dad would always say that to me because he teased me. Yeah, because he.
What do you mean, world champions?
And he hated baseball. It's like, my God, the sport is so slow. How could you watch? I mean, if you watch something, you would watch skiing or racing. You love auto racing or motorcycle racing. To watch that, like you would watch that on TV. But yeah, you wouldn't want to watch. Oh, cute doggy.
You wouldn't.
Cart dog.
Hey, look at the puppy dog.
But he wouldn't want to watch. Like baseball. Sit down and watch a baseball game. And I'm RNT and said, well, you know who the Yankees probably are, the most famous baseball team in the world. For my birthday, he got me tickets to see the New York Mets. And I was, massive Yankees fan. And And he's like,
really?
He's like, well, what's so he's like, but what's the difference? It's baseball, right? It's like, I still had fun. I still remember going to the game. I still have some souvenirs from it. And probably the Mets were cheaper to go to. But I'm like, but Dad, I'm a Yankees fan. He's like, but what's the difference?
Wow.
You know, what the National League.
He didn't like any sports at all. Or
he loved boxing to watch. Like, he loved to play sports. Or he'd watch some tennis, but it had to be like auto racing or motorcycle. It was all, or skiing or the Olympics or that kind of stuff. But he would never sit down and watch football on the weekend or watch baseball or basketball. Or because I've told this story before, but when my parents moved into their first house, it was a development. Everyone was newlyweds and just having kids, and the wives would all see my dad working outside in the yard like all weekend. And especially on Sunday, you know, they were fixer up. They were brand new, but like the yards were all crappy, and you know, like they dumped all the bad 2x4s. So my dad is out there like dug up the backyard and planting grass and, you know, landscaping it, you know, all summer and all, you know, into the winter. And all the other wives were like complaining to their husbands. So then the other husbands are like, Lucian, could you cut the crap out? He's like, you know, you're making us look bad. You're working we want to watch the football game and drink beers on Sunday. Stop working outside. Because everyone could see everyone's yard. Like they'd clear cut everything. So you know, it's little teeny, you know, 3-bedroom houses, you know, stacked on each other. So everyone could see, you know, what was going on the whole block. So they were giving my dad grief, you know, but watching. So
RR, good.
Well, yeah, Asia baseball is popular in Asia, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, see, the reason why this doesn't matter, RR, is yes, it's Toronto. Yes, they're another country, sort of, but it's an American league. And
yeah.
It's Canada. They're New York. They're in North America.
Yeah, and there's mostly American players too. So yeah.
No.
But that's a good point. Yeah. Oh, that was a great end to that World Series. But that was a great walk-off home run. I think, and was it '93 with that walk-off home run? I think. Yeah. It was Joe Moore. Was it Moore? Who hit that walk-off home run for?
I don't know much about baseball.
That was my sport, watching the World Series in baseball.
Kind of with your dad on that. It's fun. I would like to go to baseball games, but watching on TV, I haven't done much.
Yeah, I think. Let's see. Let me look this up. 15 walk-off home runs. That was let's see. Who were the? Okay, 1949 Tommy Henrik, Dusty Rhodes, 1954, 57 Eddie Matthews. Of course, that's a famous. With the Braves, Bill Mazeroski, who can forget that? Game 7, 1960, the World Series. Mickey Mantle, 64. Carlton Fisk, 75. Kirk Gibson, 88. Remember that one? Where Gibson, where he couldn't walk. 88. Mark McGuire, Game 3. Kirby Puckett, 1991. 93, Joe Carter. Yeah, that was the Blue. I know it was the Blue Jays walk-off home run off of Mitch Williams. And that's just an iconic scene. Yeah, the second straight World Series championship. All right. Well, Chad Curtis, 2001, Derek Jeter. The Yankees lost that series. Alex Gonzalez, 2003. Scott Podzozek, Nick, 2005. Can't say your name. Sorry. 2011, David Freese, last one. So, yep. So it's Joe Carter. Yep. Good stuff. Yep. And Brian says, my dad was like they'd always be in the garage or yard or working or with his transistor radio playing the game, so everyone else was inside watching. Yep. So, why don't we cover something that's probably super important, which is the commercials, right? Which is why some people watch.
It was so loud where I was, I couldn't listen to any of them.
Oh, you couldn't hear him? Yeah.
No, I couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
Was that really Mr. T?
Yeah, Mr. T was great. I got to go buy some Skechers.
Was that really him? I can't believe it.
Yeah. Well, he was fighting cancer too. I don't know if you knew that, but Mr. T had been fighting cancer, and God bless him. And
wow,
he's got to be Is he 70 now? How old is Mr. T now? I found him on Twitter. Let's see, Mr. T. How old is
70s or more?
71. So yeah, shit. If I look that good at 71, I'm happy. If I'm walking around, yeah. So God bless Mr. T. Yep. So he looks pretty damn good. And we just lost, Carl Weathers, who was famous in the Rocky films. Of course, Mr. T was legendary in Rocky 3 as Clever Lang.
I just wasn't sure if that was him or not. If someone was dressed as him or whatever.
No, that's Mr. T. Yep.
Okay.
So that was a Skechers ad. So pity the fool. It was Sylvester Stallone wrote that line actually. So that was a fun ad with Tony Romo. I thought. I'll just go through the ones I liked. I remember the Dunkin' Donuts ad was really, really funny. If let's see if they have a picture of that on here. And you said you couldn't really listen to the ads.
I couldn't hear that one. Look very cringy because it has idiots in it that I can't stand.
Yeah, but it was just funny. They're just making fun of Affleck. So it was hysterical. So they were making fun. So the premise is J-Lo, I guess, is recording a song, and Affleck comes in to like show off his work. So that Tom Brady, Matt Damon, and it's self-deprecating humor, which I love when they're making making fun.
And I love all of them, by the way.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Whenever you can make fun of yourself, I thought it was. And then Matt Damon's like, "It's tough to be your friend, man." At the end of the ad, so I thought that was pretty damn funny. So I like the Mr. T one, and I'm watching this with two people working advertising. So I'm like, what do you guys think of the ad? They're like, well, it's always subjective. I'm like, yeah, but your opinion should be worth more than mine. You do this for a living. But it's like, you never know sometimes, right? About what's going to be an ad. I got a Beyonce ad. I guess if you're a fan of Beyonce, that was a good ad for you. This was an ad for The Quiet Place, the horror movie. God, I hope Raquel didn't see that. That would scare.
Not much sense for that. I don't think she saw that.
Yeah, Apartments. That was Jeff Goldblum was great. That was aliens come in and they're trying to tell them, where you can find an apartment. Bass Pro, generic ad, which is fine. Bet MGM. I don't remember that one. Gambling is everywhere now. I don't remember this one. Willie Nelson. Maybe I missed a few of them. The BMW. I don't remember that one. Yeah, Big Easy Reach makes sense for Willie
Christopher Walken BMW would look okay. Again, I couldn't hear any of them.
You couldn't hear it, but yeah, the Walken was hysterical because everyone that met Christopher Walken, and God bless R.I.P. Our buddy Cardinal Sandy, would do a great Christopher Walken. So I can't do Walken that well, but how are you? So like every time he was
amazing at that Cardinal and Brahmaville is really good too. Both of them, they do great Walken impressions.
So every time he talked to someone, they were doing a Christopher Walken back at him, clobbering times. If you couldn't hear, you couldn't hear it probably, but so that was pretty damn funny. So that was good. Bob Marley trailer. It could be a good movie. Love Bob Marley. Field of Fake. I don't know what that one was. Booking.com. I guess I missed that one. Yeah, Courtney, did you have any commercials you thought were really good or?
No, I was very limited in what I got to see today because I was watching it at where I live.
Yeah.
And it was hard to get. I don't know. It was hard to get to the TV guys.
It's okay. Yeah. All right.
I saw like the end of it.
Oh yeah, you saw the end of the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
But people make a big deal out of the commercials and the ads. Of course, it's the most valuable ad space of the year.
Commercials were used to be awesome. I missed that Budweiser commercial with the really hot guy and the Labrador retrievers. I wish they would bring that back. They did it 2 years in a row, and then they just let us all. They left us all. Yeah.
So this one was pretty fun. I'm not getting into Bud Light controversy here, but they had like a Bud Light genie, and that was pretty funny. That was actually a pretty funny ad with Bud Light, and then they had like, I wish so and so is my best friend in the world, or Peyton Manning's my best friend in the world. He's like, hi, how's it going? Peyton Manning shows up, so that was funny. And I guess they had then they had the Clydesdales back. This was funny with Michael Cera. I guess it's CeraVe. I don't even know what the hell it is. Some kind of moisturizing cream. He's like, I'll pitch it for you. It was funny.
I use CeraVe.
I had no idea. Okay, I have no idea what the F it is, but it was funny. It was funny. Michael Cera is funny. So
I have friends who hate him. I don't know. I mean, I remember him from Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, and he was great in the Ron Howard comedy, the crazy show on was Netflix. One of the first shows on Netflix. What the heck was Arrested Development? I don't remember this Chill Train one. I must have missed a lot of commercials. Maybe it was before the game. CrowdStrike. This was silly ad. Let's see anything. I don't remember that one. Of course, we had the Deadpool Wolverine teaser. We were talking about that earlier. So hopefully that's going to be a good movie.
Did you see the trailer?
I didn't watch it yet. Actually,
I did see the trailer. I did watch the trailer. Interesting.
It was pretty good, or let's see. Let me watch it now.
I guess. Yeah. I mean,
it's gonna be more of the same, right? I mean, it's gonna be more of the same.
There's some funny stuff in the trailer.
Well, here's here. If I pause, we've done that before where I pause it. I think if I pause it and just show stills, I'll be safe. So let's do that. Let's run this. And I'll put the good old overlay on top.
We'll take a chance. RR, it's no big deal. I understand where you're coming from. No big deal at all. Not everybody likes the same stuff. You know, you're cool. Around here, you know, it's no big.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. We're having fun too with that that stuff. So it's all good. All good. Yeah.
Tweet yourself, buddy. You know that.
Yeah.
Always cool. Happy birthday, Wade.
So what I'm gonna do is just I guess if I just stop it. Oh, his face looks better there. And we've got what's her name? The teenage atomic person, and Colossus, yep.
Was it a long shot?
It's a long shot in this one. She was good. I liked her character. She was, it's this universe. You're just watching this. I guess they got Monica Baccarin back.
Monica Baccarin's in it, yeah.
They're haggling over her contract, so that got resolved, obviously. And I love that Colossus is always in his armored form. It's like, if you could turn into armor,
yeah.
Why would you ever be a regular person? It's like, come on. Like in the first X-Men movie when he turned into the living organic steel, and then like 10 seconds later he turned back and the mansion was still under attack. I was like, come on, he's not turning back.
He stayed steel in Deadpool too.
Yeah, because they could afford it.
A lot of people hate Deadpool too, but I liked it.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. I guess his face is looking better now too. Fixing his face a little bit. Yeah. He's healing slowly. So I guess they're at his birthday party. Some bad guys are showing up here. Marvel Studios. So this is their first rated R movie.
Closed captions on there? Yes.
Oh, I could turn the closed captions on it. I don't know if it's going to play anything if you're not playing.
Yeah, because he takes a shot at Disney.
Oh, he does? Yeah, Disney.
Okay,
here.
Go back just a little bit, yeah.
Well, it's tough to, something.
Oh, yeah. One more, I think. A couple more.
Let's see, does it let me?
Well,
it's not going to show. Yeah, it's.
So it's why unconscious. They told Mr.
I
Wilson,
wasn't unconscious.
Yeah, I wasn't unconscious. Something about you're not used to being pegged, or neither is Disney, or some kind of
some crack at crack. Yep. So, that's the guy from Succession. He played an SOB in Succession. All right. So this is the Time Variance Authority, obviously, and they've got Captain America here.
I guess
they're playing with the multiversal game, obviously, right?
I guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
Some people are complaining about it. I don't mind if it's funny.
No, what's funny? Yeah. Christ, we have multiverses in the comic books anyway, right?
Yeah.
So and their movies have sucked lately, so they need help, right?
That's it. Says your little cinematic universe is about to change. Your Marvel cinematic universe is about to change forever. He says, "I'm the Messiah."
Well, that's how they're going to bring the X-Men in too, right? Which makes sense. You do the multiverse, right? I mean, where were the X-Men? All those.
But when we have some bad weather, if I lose power, you'll know. We're getting some bad weather here. We got tornadoes.
Sorry. Yeah. Pat S lost power too. Yep. So this is coming out in July, and of course, it looks like they're up in. I'm guessing this is Canada or somewhere in the Arctic. Not sure. Fighting the bad guys up there. And of course, Wolverine is going to show up at the end of this, I guess, right? Yep. Oh, there we go. Look at what the claws. Claws are out. Like that. Yeah. Wolverine, Deadpool, and Wolverine. Well, I think this is awesome, right? I think that's so July 26th. Buy your tickets. Oh, I think is that summer camp, scout camp? I don't know if I'm gonna
July. Wow.
No, I'm away in July. So
what?
I'm away in that weekend.
No, I mean that's when it's opening. July. I thought it was later than that.
July 20 just says July 26th. Well, end of July, beginning of August. Yep.
Did I see Dr. Doom in that trailer?
I don't think so, unless it was the TVA.
Yeah, it was a scene early on where he's under attack. Let's see.
In the TVA?
No, keep going. No. Oh, maybe before that. Let's see. No, go after that. Is this the right trailer? I guess it is.
Unless the teaser is different. This is the full trailer, official trailer.
No, I saw the trailer. I watched the trailer when I was at the scene
was
was outside. Oh, did it skip? The scene was outside.
Well, let me pull it back to my screen so I can.
You just. I'm gonna watch it on my phone.
Yeah, watch it. I'm gonna play it
and look for it.
Apologize, we can't play it on the. Because you got to go watch it. Of course, they want you to
and
watch it.
I saw somebody that I thought, I know it was probably wrong, but it seemed like Dr. Doom to me.
Let's see here. I'm going to watch it. Oh, Dr. Doom. Someone says and Dr. Doom in the.
It sure looked like it to me, but.
An X-Men Return. Maybe they showed it. Maybe it was in the TVA.
I don't know.
I mean, let's see. Deadpool 3. Dr. Doom, where is Dr. Doom? I didn't see Dr. Doom anywhere, but
let's see what trailer.
If I find it, I'll pause it and then flip it over. Yep. Let's see if he's got. So what does he? What does he show, Dr. Doomy Doom?
I'm looking at it now.
I mean, of course, it could be an alternative.
I'm watching it at normal speed right now, so I can see. Once again, yeah, because I don't know when you. It was tough for me to pause it, but I can give you a basic idea where it is. I'm watching it normal speed right now. Let me see.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. Incredible Hulk movie from the original Fantastic Four movie. Well, it could be the Dr. Doom from the horrible. From the horrible FF movies too, right? So it's nothing to write home about if it's that that version of Doom. Yeah.
Let's see. He's outside. Now wait to get to the part where he was outside somewhere, in some kind of battlefield looking thing. There it is. Nope. TVA.
Well, they have a Thanos copter in it as a joke. Or that was from Loki. The Thanos copter, was that in Loki?
Well, it's after they showed the back of Wolverine's head one time, and he's still, let's see. I'm almost there. I know. Let's get close to it. He's putting his costume back on. We're putting his bullets in the walking outside this July. Okay, it's a scene when he's outside in the snow shooting a bunch of dudes.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm gonna get close. Right now I'm at 142.
In the snow, right?
Yeah, he's outside fighting a bunch of guys. There it is. Around 146, 147. This guy's got a gun though. So I don't know, but
happy ending. Yeah, but that's I saw that too, but is that
there you go. I'm not saying it's Dr. Doom, but look at the hood though.
Is with
a gun. Mask. That's probably somebody just that is the first place I went, but I don't mean it's true. Yeah. So it's just some dude with a gun, but obviously other people are saying it too, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. Now that
that's not Dr. Doom. I mean, it's Doom-esque, just because
but no, it's not.
You got a guy with the.
I mean, if he didn't have a gun like that, but no, it's not. I thought,
They said some of this stuff was from the Fantastic Four movie, but of course you could have, a Dr. Doom from one of those movies. But until we get the real kick-ass Dr. Doom,
well, do you realize that I heard something with the Fantastic Four movie? The writers, someone who wrote WandaVision. So I'm like, well, that's DOA right there. I mean, sorry.
Yep. And Joe Dog is not a fan of the TVA. Yeah, I mean, I don't like time travel and that stuff, but for a Deadpool, crazy Deadpool movie that's not in the main universe.
Yeah, all bets are off. It could be funny even with that. Yeah, I mean, that's different.
As long as they have fun with it too, because when Simonson did that in the Fantastic Four, I remember reading that and I thought it was kind of crazy and it was interesting, but I'm like, this is a little over the top. And the Loki stuff, it's almost like if it's an Elseworlds thing or if you keep it out of the main universe, because it's just so nutty.
Don't take it seriously
when you introduce it. Like if you watch Loki, it's just an alternative, piece or and you got to be in that mindset to watch that movie. It's a crazy movie. So, but I think that'll be fun. I mean, I like both Deadpool movies, and he does a great job with that, and he loves the character too. You can tell he loves Deadpool, and he loves playing that version of the character. So, I guess there's a Despicable Me 4 coming out. I guess this Discover card. Let's see. That was kind of funny, but it was too long. That was with something for Doritos or something, or the two grandmothers going for the Doritos with the girl from Wednesday. What's her name? Who plays Wednesday?
Christina Ricci or the new one?
No, the new girl. Yeah.
Oh,
I forget drawing.
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, yep. So she's in this. No, well, she's these are grandmothers, or one's her grandmother, and then the store, and they're trying to fight for Doritos. I think it was a crazy Doritos commercial. It was okay. That was a body positivity commercial.
Really?
More DraftKings, yeah.
What was all the Jesus commercials tonight?
Yeah, that's a group who were joking, how did Jesus get so much money? But yeah, they're trying to do positive ads. It's a group there, and then there was another group that does it's an app, a prayer app that Mark Wahlberg did too. So I'm trying to remember what the name of that app is. This was like ice cream drumsticks. It was silliness. Dunkin', yeah, I thought this ad I thought was hysterical. The Dunkin' Donuts commercial ad, yeah. So that was fun. And they're making fun of themselves.
I'll have to listen to it.
If you watch it, I mean, whenever one of these highfalutin Hollywood stars, when they can make fun of themselves and dressed up in orange jumpsuits, more power to them. Elf We Trust. I don't know what that is. Cosmetics. E-Trade. We finally got a pickleball commercial. That was kind of lame, I thought. Let's see. Etsy was silly. And the Fall Guy trailer. Fall Guy looks pretty good, I think.
I didn't see that. I saw a trailer before. I don't know if that's the same one I saw. I'll see it.
I don't know if it was, but that looks like it could be good. And the Bionic Man Lee Majors will make an appearance here. Yep.
I heard that.
This Gronkowski's kick thing was stupid. FanDuel. Let's see. Then they had anti-Semitism Super Bowl commercial funded by Robert Kraft. Let's see. Then we got Frito-Lay Victory. I don't remember that one. Ghosts. That was a kind of a touching ad. It was a pixel ad where the person.
I thought that was kind of dumb. It was focused out of focus.
Well, he can't see. He's blind, so he's focusing on his family. So he's doing the selfies.
See, I told you it pays the bill.
You got to hear it, yeah. So that made my mom cry. So
it's everybody was just so loud.
Jesus said, "Yeah, you can't get the context." Yeah, so he's visually impaired. So the Google AI is telling him, person in the frame or whatever, so they can click the pictures and he can take a picture of his newborn. Yep. This is the Jesus ad. They're nice ads. He gets us. So feel good ads. This Hellman's ad I thought was stupid. I don't know if anyone liked that. Human Fly. I don't know what that was. Holmes. I'm just skimming through. If that looked like a interesting movie that's coming out with Ryan Reynolds, kind of looked funny. I mean, good. Probably. I don't know if it's going to be adult. I guess it was for adults or is it for kids? I don't know, but it looked like it could be interesting. Inside Out 2. This was funny because this was mullet. So the truck's driving around and giving everyone mullets. So Stone Cold Steve Austin was famous for being bald. So the truck goes by him. He's like, "Thanks, guys." Stone Cold, and gets hair. My mom's like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "That's Stone Cold." Yeah. So RRT says Deadpool 3 could have Batman in it. The characters are the problem. The idiots who've been writing them since 2019 are. They haven't changed. It will be shite.
Yeah, could be.
And Larry says Bob Haney universe. And Joe Dog says, I love the first Deadpool movie. The second movie, not so much. Yeah. And this was the Kia EVA saves the day because it can light up the outdoor rink. Although I don't know why they just didn't run an extension cord from the house unless the power was out. But it was supposed to be like a really touching act because Grandpa can't get to the see his daughter figure skate. Can't get there. We got the Planet of the Apes or Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes teaser trailer. I mean, it looked good. It's a teaser. I don't know how you feel about these movies, Clobber Tom. You like some of them, if I'm remembering correctly, right? The new planets, the last three. Oh, Clobber Time's had to head out for a second. I don't want to put words in.
I'd be commenting. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to get an office chair into the back of my car, and then I'm totally with you.
Oh no worries, Courtney. Whenever you can. Yep. Yeah. Clobber Towns will be back, but I think he likes some of these. This, could be good. I like that new trilogy. Not as much as the original, of course, but I thought they added some interesting stuff to it. The first one was the best, I think, out of all of them. So they're continuing that franchise. We've got Kung Fu Panda back, and as someone said at our Super Bowl party, don't they have any new ideas in Hollywood? Yes, Kung Fu Panda 4, but Jack Black is funny in that. Lindor had their first ad, the Swiss Chocolate Company. I don't think the ad execs there didn't think that ad worked so well. Now this was funny too. All right, M&M's with Dan Marino, stars who never got a Super Bowl ring. Yeah, Bruce Smith, who was there 4 times, Terrell Owens, and Scarlett Johansson. They pulled in because she didn't win the Oscar twice in 1 year. And some new peanut butter M&Ms or something. But that was pretty funny. Yeah, whenever you can, laugh at yourself, that's fun. Yep. Then this is Lionel Messi. Of course, people in the party are like, who is this guy? Like he's the world's biggest star as a soccer player. Like, who is this? And of course, they at least they said who it was. And of course, you see him playing soccer. That was a fun ad. That was pretty good. Let's see. This AI co-pilot. I don't know I guess that's a popular thing now. Running the beer ads, Bud Light or Miller Lite. I don't remember seeing that one. Mountain Dew. That was silliness, but you knew what it was for. Nerds. All right, we got to play the nerds now. Let's play for the nerds commercial. Where are my nerds hiding?
Get those nerds! Nerds! What?
That's what they should have done for the nerds commercial, right?
Yeah, they should have. I love that movie. I will always love Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh man.
I was Club.
I got the chair into the car. So.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot.
Clobber Tabs. Did you like the new Planet of the Apes movie? I thought you didn't mind them so much, right? The new Planet of the Apes?
I'm all for the originals, but I watched. Yeah. Of course, hated the Tim Burton remake in 2000. Thought it was horrible.
Oh yeah, that's horrendous. Yeah,
garbage. And then I watched Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And it's an okay movie on its own. It was all right. Okay, I liked it. It was okay. And even tried to find a way to sort of tie it into the original film. And then I did not like the second one. What was the second called? I forgot the name of the second one.
Yeah, I forgot the second one.
I went to see the second one, and I just didn't care for it. So after that, I didn't even watch the third one, War on the Planet of the Apes, or whatever it was. The
third one was pretty good. I liked it when they finally got the disease.
I heard it was terrible, so I didn't watch it.
I thought it was okay. Woody Harrelson's in it.
Woody Harrelson, yeah.
It was pretty. I mean, yeah, nothing compares to the original, but it doesn't denigrate the original. Yeah, it doesn't denigrate the. He's playing the big bad militia guy, and he's the big bad in the third movie.
Of course,
I like him.
I heard it was Wokey.
Is it? Well, I don't remember that, but I mean, maybe
I'd say it was. I just heard it was.
Yeah, I didn't think it was, but I mean, there's a lot of ways you can interpret things too. I guess it depends on what your radar is attuned to too. Sometimes things much more attuned to things now, and it's you can see the messaging that a lot of stuff has.
Right.
This is a nice ad showing kids all around the world. They're trying to get them to play football. They're trying to make football, NFL football will never take over from soccer, but they're trying to get another tearjerker ad. It's a cute ad. A cute kid wanted to play football and make it more international. This was a creepy cosmetic ad that was gross. It was the worst ad in the Super Bowl. I don't know if it was real or fake.
Who was she?
Cardi B.
Why was it creepy?
Just the makeup and the fake makeup on the lips and the.
They can make people look like totally different people with makeup and like shades and stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was creepy. Yeah.
I don't really look like me at all. I mean, I'm actually like Indian, and you guys would never know because of makeup. So it's that powerful. I'm just really ugly, and I have to wear makeup to be pretty.
That'll be ridiculous.
Don't say that. Yep.
Oh no.
And RNTNZ says, "I love the part in Deadpool 2 when he screams skadoosh as he leapt from the Liberator and used the Vulcan neck nerve pinch to knock out Darth Vader and save Narnia from the Uruk-hai. I wept."
Nice. Yeah, I say it's pretty emotional bit there.
Yeah.
I must have missed a lot of cartoons. I don't
remember the Oreos. Oh, you must have loved the Patty Stew commercial.
Ugh.
So Patty
saw
Stew
this one. Didn't hear it, but I saw it.
Yeah, so
I didn't want to hear it either.
People thought it was funny actually, but
you with a big crowd also?
Like 10 people, so you could hear the game. Yeah,
we couldn't
because
we had about it was only about like maybe there was going to be under 20, under 15 of us. in a very small enclosed place, fairly small. So
everyone's just talking, and there's no chance to hear
chattering. There, I don't want to go, man. But my nephew wanted me to admit something to my nephew, so I was there with them, and we had fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Once I got there, I didn't really. It was forever. It's always been, except for when he went to the Super Bowl when Miami, when the Saints went. That was the only time we haven't watched the Super Bowl together in about 25 years, 30 years, whatever it is. So, he's all grown up now in his late 30s. And, he wanted me to watch it with him. And, but he usually always does it at his house. I just feel more comfortable there. It's bigger. It's his house. This was at his younger brother's friend's house. I'm like,
Oh, okay. So it's not.
I just don't like that
not
kind
family.
of stuff.
It's not family.
Yeah. Well, they all know me. They kept saying, well, you see, you've known the kid since he's been little.
Yeah, that's true.
But I was like,
it feels like sometimes you're imposing sometimes, even though you're not.
But I went there because it was important to him, and it makes me happy that it was important to him. So I went, and it was fine. It was okay. I had a good time watching it with him. I'm glad I did. But it was so loud. I mean, we weren't really able to hear the commentary, but I don't need play-by-play. I don't need to hear Tony Romo's stupid observations about football. And, he teaches me nothing. He tells me nothing I can't understand when I'm watching it myself, so I don't really care about that. Or Jim Nantz.
He's getting some backlash now. I don't mind him. I think
it's fine, but I don't need it. I'm not going to hear him with a crowd going on.
Yeah.
So
but see, I like when if I'm into a game, I don't want to be at a big huge party like that. So I told you, I'm being a big Giants fan. My friend would one of my friends for years used to host the massive Super Bowl party. And this is back, and he would put TVs in every room. This is back when you had CRTs. He's like, no one's going to miss a second of any game. So he'd have like little portable TVs set up everywhere. This is before iPads, and this is 30 years ago. Put TVs in the bathroom as a joke, and you're not going to miss the game. But then when the Giants were in, and we were both Giants fans, he only invited me over, and his wife is an awesome cook too. So I'm like, my wife came over. It's like, we're just going to watch the game. It's like, we don't want to be. I don't want anyone to disturb us. Like us. Just the game is on. We're listening to the announcers. And his wife was a massive football fan too, not so much my wife. So she was big, grew up going to all the games with her family, had season tickets. So it's like no one say anything. It's like, you're just watching that game and you're not missing anything. So at a party like that, where like if it was the Saints, you wouldn't want to have been at that party, I'm sure probably.
Oh, no. That was, this was just, there were people other than the guys who were still cutting up, they were, because we don't care about these two teams. This is so not a care. But when it was the Saints, and I couldn't afford to go to Miami like most of my family did, and my nephews and all did, I had it here at my place. It's 2010, of course. I had, my son's not big into football, but of course it was still the Saints. He wanted to watch it. And so I had him I let him have some of his friends wanted to come watch it with me because they're bigger fans of football with him a little bit. So I let him say, all right, look, I would not go to any Super Bowl party with something like this, but you can let's see, it was 1, 2, 3, 4 of his friends came over, I believe. So just a tiny group
party. Yeah, that's
and we're all in. We're all very
into the game,
into it. So otherwise, no this tonight there were kids running around. There were a couple baby, which was cute. Playing with the kid. He's one of my nephew's kids, playing with the kids a little bit. But and people that just weren't. Of course, nobody cares about these teams, but still want to watch the game. But no, when it's something that serious,
Yeah, so
I don't want to be at a party, man. Because there are a lot of people that just go to Super Bowl parties that don't give a shit.
It's a party. Yeah, it's a party. It's to hang out,
which is fine.
Eat the food and drink the beers.
Are you not the party type person, Bobby?
No, ma'am. I'm sorry. I hate parties.
Neither am I. I'm with you on that. I might be very outgoing, but no, I will find an empty room and hide. For most
there you go.
Usually family gatherings, even. So.
Exactly.
Quiet after I'll give them like a half an hour, and then it's like I'm overwhelmed, I'm overstimulated. Like just get me sensory overload. I need a break.
I'm a people person, so I mingle and have fun with them for a while, but at a certain point,
that's fine.
That's it. Yeah, it's just so it's not anti-party necessarily, But if it's there to watch a football game, I want to watch the damn game. And if you're not interested in it, that's understandable. I get it. Just the people want to watch, go over here. You have everybody else.
Leave the room and shut up. You're doing the same thing, right?
So I could hear nothing other than us.
Yeah, you couldn't hear it. So you can't hear. This ad was kind of funny, but this isn't for Patty Stew. Yep. This one I should have put into more like that one, although it's so quick. But
what did you do for your science projects?
I planted radishes in a special dirt, and they came up all weird.
I see.
I love that.
Where's the one where he's crying? Let's see.
No.
Yeah,
four lights.
Was
you
it
got the lights one?
Or...
Why has it not begun?
I don't know. I don't think it's up to me. It happens when it happens.
The wharf. Oh, that was a wharf. She was giving birth. Yeah. But I had the one where I think I had.
That was a fun episode, actually.
Yeah, that was a disaster, or was it? Or here's the four.
Tell me how many lights you see.
Stop it. Yeah, I had a 30-second clip, so I gotta trim it down.
Lights.
There were 4 lights. Yeah.
That episode sucks. It's disturbing.
People love that episode.
David Warner's brilliant in it, but I mean, yeah. Picard's a wussweed. He's no Kirk.
He's no Kirk. Yep.
Yeah.
He's also.
I thought his name was P-Hard this whole time.
P-Hard. Yes, you're right. That is his name. Sorry, I forget.
That was disturbingly not delicious.
What's wrong with you?
That ad was kind of funny, but I'll have to say. But, we'll see if Paramount gets sold yet. So RRT and Z says, yeah, understand the joy of watching sports with friends, get together with other Welsh folks. Every Wales rugby game, and we howl and sing in Welsh tradition and scream together. Sometimes enjoy, often enrage. Yeah, no, it's a ton of fun to be with.
It's so much fun to get pissed off at us. Let me tell you something. Like my good buddy Steve, for example, he always makes fun of us and judges us for liking sports. He doesn't get why we would want to watch other people watch it. But I'm sorry, there's a certain joy, to if you are that much in, and again, not everyone's into it, that's fine. But if you're that much into a sports team, the fun of letting your emotions run away with you, being really pissed off, or really like overjoyed at something good happened. I mean, it can be overwhelming, but in a fun way. Like, yeah, the joy, often and rage. Yeah, I mean,
I think that comes after like the feeling of, oh my God, I'm going to have a heart attack.
Yeah,
it's going to happen. Like, when you're rooting.
Yeah, wishing evil. Right, wishing evil shit on the refs. That's part of it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, tonight, look, I don't care about either one of those teams in that last couple drives. Did you see it, the game, Courtney, as well? Or no, did you see it?
She thinks she saw the end.
The last 2 drives before, the last drive.
Sorry, I couldn't hit the mute. The end of the game was phenomenal.
Right. I mean, it was I personally like a defensive game, but the first 3.5 quarters were pretty clunky. They were pretty, those defenses were great. They kept each other in the game. The offenses were off balance. Both quarterbacks were off balance, especially Mahomes.
Well, Frisco started really strong, and then McCaffrey turned the ball over.
They started strong. He did, but he still had a good game.
No, he had a great game, but that would have probably been 3 points of
if they win, he's MVP though.
Yeah.
So but the point is, in that last, I knew this was going to happen. I kept saying, because by the point of the end of the game, towards the end of the fourth quarter, all my boys, they were all drunk as skunks, and I don't drink, so they were all loopy and just getting crazy, and they don't care about either team, but they bet a lot, so they bet on different stupid shit, like the score of the game, what it's going to be, all this crazy crap. All the crazy crap. They bet on a lot of that stuff, plus and they bet a lot of money. And so they're all going nuts. Yeah. Like, they're all going nuts over the money they're going to make or lose. and they all had KC, and I was like, I was kind of laughing at some of that, and it was pretty fun being, doing our usual foolishness, but it was really, that was when I kept saying, look, you guys, I'm telling you, no way KC loses this game. But I hope I'm wrong. And it looked for a minute when it got into overtime that they had a shot, and Purdy just couldn't close the deal. And as soon as KC got their possession, because the 49ers failed to get a touchdown, I was like, yeah, no way. This is it. This is over. KC wins this game. They will not be stopped. They will go all the way down, and I just hope it's not Kelsey to make the damn touchdown.
Yeah, no, I was so shouting at the TV the whole time, like,
don't let it be Kelsey.
CBS is rooting for, they can't wait for
right.
Kelsey to get the touchdown. I mean, it's big money for them, right? It's big advertising.
It was that kid who also threw a touchdown pass. Wide receiver who threw a touchdown pass.
Oh yeah. Oh, number 15. Was it number 15?
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot his name, but remember he threw it because Mahomes, that was that weird flea flicker looking thing, whatever it was, that he threw the ball way back to the kid, and the kid threw the ball back over.
That was on the Niners, wasn't it?
No, but there was one where that was the Niners. Okay, it was the other Niners, kid. Yeah. It was the other kid. Sorry.
Yeah.
Number 15. Either way, just thank God it wasn't Kelsey. Insufferable.
Yeah. So
that would have been insufferable.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Look, I don't mind the Chiefs. God bless them. I love Andy Reid. I don't mind Mahomes. And good. They hey, look, they win. But actually this year they've been playing like dog crap to the last quarter of every game. And that usually gets you beat. That's why I thought they were going to. I thought for like a split second in that fourth quarter they were going to lose it.
Yeah,
49ers may had a shot to win that one, but something about the Chiefs. Plus that Bill Blinovich.
Something about Andy Reid.
Yeah, and I love Andy Reid, but Bill Blinovich was calling that game, and we hate him here for a special reason. And when my nephew started getting really drunk, the stuff he started saying about what he wanted to do to him, that was kind of fun. Bill Vinovich, whatever his damn name was, Blinovich, the ref of the game.
Yeah, but no, it was a decent game. But yeah, you knew once you figured the Chiefs had the momentum, and then San Francisco came down and scored. But those errors by the Niners cost them, but of course the fumble too by the Chiefs, and so both teams negated probably touchdowns there, right? But one of those you get, or the bounce, look at the off the punt, right? Bounces off the Niners player, and the Chiefs get it back, right? Or if that player, instead of trying to pick up the ball and trying to run with it, he was smart. He saw the ball went off one of his teammates, but just fall on the damn ball, right? And that was an instant
fall on
points. Yeah, he tries to pick it up.
Hey, done. Yeah,
hey, done. He tried to pick it up. So boom. So you try to pick it up, and yep. Hawks next trade. Hell, done. Yep.
It was a defensive game, and I like those because in the modern day they've really hampered defense and crippled defense. There's some pretty good hitting in it as well that they allowed, so that was pretty cool. Although couple of those plays were kind of ticky tacky, but last night, every year I would watch the Saints Super Bowl again. Every year, it's been 14 years now to the day last week. And but yes, last night I decided for the first time since 2010 to watch the Saints NFC Championship game against the Vikings with Favre when Brett Favre gave us a gift. And I have a totally new concept. I'd forgot. I mean, a totally new opinion of that game now. It's like, man, it was interesting to watch the whole thing from start to finish because I love watching old games because they're so much better. That was just 2010, and the game was far better than it is today. In terms of, they hit Brett Favre like something like almost 20 times. I thought he was going to the hospital. I mean, he was beaten and battered like you would not believe. And he kept getting up. And of course, he threw that bad pass that we love him for. But he was beaten. I mean, dude, beat all the crap. They had to keep rewrapping his leg. He said they keep telling anybody. There's no way, by the way, today they would not let him go back into that game. They wouldn't do it. I'm talking about the league. The league would not have let him go back into the game.
So you can't go in. Yeah.
Because he went. They don't make back then. They weren't making you go into the tent. They weren't doing anything like that.
They didn't care.
Dude, he was 40 at that point, and he was so beat up in that game, and they kept hitting him. We had a maniac, Anthony Hargrove, who kept landing on him and body slamming him. He got called a couple times, and a couple times he didn't. And I'm like, man, we had some nasty hits on him, and we won. So, but yeah, you can't do any of the stuff now.
No, you can't. I mean, part of it, it's for a good cause, good reason too.
No, it is.
But it's a different. Just changes the game. So yeah.
So Down likes the Arnold Schwarzenegger commercial.
Yeah, those were great. Yeah, Arnold.
Was Danny DeVito in that one?
Dan DeVito was in there. Yeah, so you missed that if you can hear it. So yeah, this commercial I got up now. This is the couch potato for Pluto TV. That was awesome. That was a funny ad. And they're growing couch potatoes. So there's a whole field of couch potatoes. That was a well done ad. Pluto TV free, and they're planting the TVs next to the people. So that was hysterical.
We lost Courtney.
Oh, but she'll be back. She said she was trying to find some better interwebs, I think.
Larry said F right. The NFL. Okay, if you really insist. I'll do my best.
And then the State Farm, that was great with Arnold. And Arnold sounds like my dad, so this poppy soda, like healthy soda, I don't know what the heck that was, but that was a silly ad, but I can't imagine it would taste good. The Pringles ad with Chris Pratt, that was funny.
I didn't get to see all that one.
That was funny. Yeah, because with the mustache. Self-deprecating humor. Reese's Caramel.
This was ridiculous.
People like that ad, but I don't like caramel with my Reese's. I don't want that. No, but I guess you knew what the ad was for.
I love caramel and I love Reese's.
But not together.
I don't want to mix them up.
Right?
Good night, Courtney. I'm sorry you had to go.
Well, I think she's gonna go up. She's got to do that. No. Good night, Courtney. Yep. Oh, I thought she was gonna try to get to another place where she could come in, but no. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you for being here.
Well, it says much love to everyone. Good night. Good
night,
I
guess she did the Irish section. Okay. Yep. Everyone. Good night. Yep. I guess she can't make it back. That's all good. But thank you for hanging with us, Courtney.
Reese's Caramel Big Cup. I don't get that, man.
Yeah, I don't want caramel on my Reese's. Too sweet.
No.
We had a Kennedy ad, which
this was ridiculous. Did you like this? I thought it was kind of silly. What's a waste of money? We're not going to get an independent party.
I thought they didn't allow political ads in the Super Bowl, but I guess they did.
I thought they didn't. And the thing is, first of all, you're not an independent. You're a Democrat.
Yeah, but they played an old time Kennedy ad, which was cute. I thought, the 60s Kennedy ad to try to catch her.
He's about as independent as. No, he's not independent.
Yeah, well, we'll just skip that. But yeah,
I know we're not supposed to do color.
Yeah. That's all right.
I don't buy it. I mean, I think in spirit, I wouldn't mind them being another party like that, but I don't think he's the guy doing it.
But they went for the nostalgia factor with the old time Kennedy ad from the 60s. Yep. Scientology ad. We'll skip that. Shogun. So I guess this is a remake of Shogun.
The old Shogun TV miniseries.
That was with Richard Chamberlain. Was it Richard?
Yes,
Chamberlain?
It was Richard Chamberlain. Yeah,
but based on the James Cavell novel. Now that was damn good. That was a damn good series. And that was when miniseries like these were the king of the world. I mean, that was a big.
I guess that's what this is. I don't know what else it would be. Maybe.
Let me check the interwebs.
That's what I first thought.
It was based on the book, but
and that was a big miniseries. That was. At the time, miniseries were pretty substantial. I mean, Roots was gigantic. This, Salem's Lot, with some other ones. V was greatness.
Yeah. So the miniseries is loosely based on the adventures of English navigator William Adams, who journeyed to Japan in 1600, rose to high rank in the service of the shogun. It follows fictional Englishman John Blackmore's Chamberlain, I'm reading about, transforming experiences in political intrigues in feudal Japan in the early 17th century. 1980 series received positive reviews, Primetime Emmy. A remake of the series is set to be broadcast by FX starting in 2024. So the book came out in 75, and they made it into a miniseries in 1980. So it's pretty quick. But James Clavell is a famous, obviously a very famous writer. Yeah, that was. I remember watching. That was good. Richard Chamberlain was in all those big miniseries back in the day. What else was he in? It was Shogun. Oh, it was Dr. Kildare. Let's see. What other miniseries was he in? I just remember.
It was Alan Quatermain in one of those movies.
Right? Yeah.
But Larry, yeah, there was other miniseries that were big. Were like Rich Man, Poor Man. I said Roots. This Thornbirds, Centennial. Remember that one?
Oh, the Thornbirds. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, that was another
Winds of War.
Big one. Winds of War. Yep. Born. Oh, he was in Born Identity. Wow. Actually, yep.
Richard Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Must have been old by then.
Jason Bourne, David Webb. Huh. He first adapted for television in 1988. Aha. Okay. The Born Identity, 1988.
Oh, an old one.
The TV movie. Yeah.
Brother.
Yep. 1988. Yep.
Okay.
Interesting. Yep. Yeah, so that we'll see. That could be interesting, but I did love those. Remember what was the other Civil War one? Was it North versus South?
North and South.
North and South was a good. Yeah, with who was was that the one with Ted Turner ended up in that one? Or
no, that one had my buddy Parker Stevenson was in it, and also
Dirty Dancing.
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze. Yeah.
Jonathan Frankie Face was in that. I think Frankie Face was in that, wasn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
The one that Ted Turner produced. He produced one for TBS was he produced Gettysburg.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah. Gettysburg. Yep.
And was it another one before Gods and Generals, or Gods and Generals was after that?
Can't remember now.
I love the Gods.
I remember Gods and Generals. Yeah,
I love that.
And of course, some great Western miniseries. Lonesome
Dove was greatness.
Probably probably one of the better ones, right? Yeah.
Man, I love Lonesome Dove. They did some other ones after it. They kept recasting. They no better casting than Robert Duvall and Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh yeah, they were great. Yep, I love those. Yeah.
Love Lonesome Dove.
And wasn't Ricky Schroeder in those too?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, Ricky Schroeder was. Yeah,
and Robert Urich, and
Yeah, it's a good cast. Yeah.
And then they did it later when they had was it John Voight was in one, I think, and then later they did one later called Streets of Laredo. They returned to Lonesome Dove. They had Streets of Laredo, which had James Garner playing the first one was Woodrow Call. After Tommy Lee Jones and John Voight, they had then they later did one called Comanche Moon. It was a prequel that it was about the two characters from Lonesome Dove as younger men becoming Rangers. Yeah, Carl Urban played Call, and was it some kid named Zahn or some whoever played Gettysburg took place after Gods and Generals. That's true. Yeah, of course. But it was produced way before it. Yes, it was. There's Claude, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, Claude. How's it going? Yep. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah. ROTs.
So I guess that's a remake of Shogun. Yep.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they just said it was a remake. Yep.
Oh, they did?
ROTs had read all his books. Yep. Forgotten Genius. Yep. Oh, Gettysburg was set to be a TNT miniseries. Yep. And
it was. Wasn't it? Yep. It was on TNT. Wasn't it?
I can't remember now. Yep.
I think.
But they were just it was such a big deal to have these miniseries. They were like movies coming out almost at the time too, and you'd set your VCR to record it if you missed it.
V the day after.
Yeah, there were events. Yeah.
Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Jerry Renner, I guess, had a commercial for Silk, which is, I guess, that's what was that, like fake, not fake, but what's the oat milk or whatever the heck it is? It's a milk substitute. Yep. I don't put that in my coffee. And so references Hawkeye and his near fatal snowplow accident. So thank God. This was great. Well, I guess they referenced his accident. Well, it's been a year since he was in that accident, so it must. I guess they talk. I can't watch the ad. I don't remember seeing it, but
Silk
here. Silk is it's like oat milk or something, or some one of those.
Claude put Filk because he's making a reference to Steve's on the. You know what Filk? Do you know what Filk singing is? Have you ever heard of Filk singing?
Nope.
Oh boy, you talk about geeky. Jesus, here we go. A lot of cons down here. I don't know if they do. Do they do Filk singing anymore, Claude? Anyway, they used to have this thing called Filk singing that they would do at cons, and maybe other things. Where they would take it was where a bunch of idiots would get together at these cons, and they would take, like, I guess if I'm remembering it correctly, he's probably going to correct me. They would take like normal songs and they would sing about geek, change. They would all get together and
change the words
to being certain about geek stuff. But it was
okay, gotcha. Yep.
If I'm remembering it right,
like she changed a song to be about Star Wars or Star Trek,
right? And they would all listen tonight. We'd see on the program of some of these lame ass cons and Filk singing contests and this that.
Yeah.
They will have there'll be Filk singing in room so and so. People with no musical talent or knowledge.
I got sad that I missed that.
Filk singing. I guess do they do that anymore?
I had no idea.
So you've never heard of that? God,
no, I never.
Maybe that was a Southern thing.
Yeah, I never saw that. Yeah.
Well, thank God it's gone. But I can't believe this was merely Mr. T. I still don't.
Yeah, no, it's Mr. T. 71. Yeah. And these Skechers,
it
was a fun. So the joke was that they misspell Skechers with a T, so it's Mr. T. I thought it was hysterical. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I'm gonna go buy myself some Skechers now. Mr. T told me.
I just couldn't believe it was him. I thought it was somebody just dressed up like him.
No, I think he looks pretty good for his age.
Oh, yeah, I'm not insulting him. Yeah.
Yeah. Nope, that's Mr. T. No, Mr. T would kick the ass of anyone dressed up like Mr. T. This was a creepy Snapchat ad. I don't know.
Snapchat's creepy. So
Scorsese directs Hello down there.
Yeah, why was Martin Scorsese on the commercial?
So Squarespace paid him lots of money to do like a quasi Black Mirror commercial. I thought it was a big flop. All the ad execs in our party thought it was a flop. And plus, you don't know it's Squarespace to the end. So that's the problem with a lot of these ads. Like, you've got 30 seconds. You have no idea that it's Squarespace. It was kind of like a funny thing with aliens, trying to make contact. It's a 30-second ad, but then at the end it's Squarespace. It's like, but wait a minute. You don't even know that it's Squarespace. I guess this is a new kind of soda. Starry, I don't know. This was Don Don's favorite commercial. This was an A-pluser. So
there you go, Don Don.
Schwarzenegger's pronunciation of Nabal. Get to the chopper. Like the friend of Nabal. And Schwarzenegger sounds just like my dad, so it's hysterical watching this. And he tried to get him to pronounce a word correctly. He could never get it right. So that was an A-pluser. Yeah, so that was that and the Dunkin' Donuts ad. This ad, you couldn't hear it. You had to hear it and Danny DeVito shows up at the end and steals his tagline.
Yeah, well, I think we mentioned Windbags of War. You know why I call it the Windbags of War?
Why?
Because Mad Magazine called it that.
Okay.
I can't help it. I could never mention the Winds of War without saying the Windbags of War because of Mad Magazine. Sean Carter, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
New member.
New member. Awesome. Thank you very much, Sean Carter. We got to play something for that. And Claude says, yes, Scorsese will come to your house for money. Well, that's awesome. Thank you very much for becoming a member, Sean. Much appreciated. So let's see. Well, of course, this is not a video, but this is in the spirit of the Super Bowl, right? Eat more meat. And we got our bacon wrap meatballs, so they came out good tonight. And let's see here. Let's play something really good. Well, first of all, it's the Super Bowl, so we got to play this.
Personal foul, crackback, 85, offense, 15-yard penalty.
Oh man, I've forgotten that was Blinovich. I need to get you to change that one for me anyway, if you can, because I'm not going to play that anymore on my channel. I realized.
Why?
That's scumbag. Yeah.
Is that the guy that made the call against the
non-call?
He was the non-call guy.
He forced him not to call it. Yeah, that's it. I like the commercial where Taylor Swift pretended to like football with her Swifties. Venomous.
Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead. There's a big difference between mostly dead and all dead.
Oh, it's always fun to play a bunch of clips.
It is. Playing clips is fun.
It's up to 70s. Yep.
It's up to 70s. We got a lot of the same clips on our thing. It looks like mine.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, well, since you showed him earlier.
But I pity the fool.
Pity the fool, yep. This was Hopkins is always good, but I guess this was cold brew coffee. I don't know. This was a stupid ad. Jason,
I hate this. Oh God, this one's bad. I didn't need to hear it.
It's a dumb ad, yeah. But I guess if you remember it, if you remember what it's for, right? What is it?
Well, they played it twice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they went to overtime too. So now this was, I guess, funny T-Mobile auditions. I guess using the celebrities.
T-Mobile
self-deprecating humor. Temu shop like a billionaire. I guess it's like a Chinese Amazon. I guess. What was this? The Toyota one. And Tracker with Jason Hartley from Smallville, who played Green Arrow. So he's coming to Tracker was tonight. TurboTax. I didn't know who this was, but I guess she's from Abbott Elementary, which I guess is a funny show. Twisters, the new Twisters movie. Twisters brings us even more storm chasing terror. Wow.
Maybe they're about dancers, like they twist and shout.
I didn't see that one. Some of these I didn't see. Uber Eats was a silly commercial about you forget something.
Yeah, it was silly. Garbaggio.
Larry's not going yet. You forget. So punchline was she forgot David Schwimmer from Friends. Yeah. Forget. Yeah. Jelly Roll.
And this guy
not coming off. Yeah. Big time singer. They forget Uber Eats. My dad had a Rolls Royce. What group was I in? I guess it was all right. Yep. Can Beyonce break the internet? It was all right. And if you're a Beyonce fan, I guess you go crazy over it.
The Wicked trailer. Oh, that was awful.
You're not going to see that?
Oh, yeah. So look at that.
Is that the donut liquor, Ariana Grande?
I guess so, but that's supposed to be the Wicked Witch of the West. I was like, why do we need? They keep making these idiot movies.
Well, Wicked is a good. I saw the Broadway show. Wicked was actually pretty good.
With villains, though.
It's a prequel, so I'm not expendable. I'm not stupid. I'm not. All right, we got a request. I think that's near the top.
I think he wants it.
Yep. Who can find it first?
Want me to get it?
Yeah, if you got it, play it.
All right. I saw it.
Where's it hiding? Yeah, where's it hiding?
I had it. Well, it's tough to find him sometimes.
Oh, here it is. I found it.
And Callie in your place, would you? Probably not. What about you?
What about me?
Why don't you go?
You are expendable.
And you're not?
No, I'm not. I am not expendable. I'm not stupid. And I'm not going.
Yeah, Kelsey was an idiot. Boy, he was an imbecile.
Why we turned the TV off right when the game was over. So
yeah, you didn't make. I got in the truck and drove home.
Yeah,
Kelsey sounded like he was raised by squirrels.
I didn't watch any of it. So,
had his family on stage. Taylor had to wait until it was over to chew Kelsey's beard.
Gross.
I heard on the radio. I turned on the radio for a second just when his stupid face was flapping, and he just sounds like a ram idiot.
Well, I didn't hear it, but anyway, Wicked is I saw the Broadway play. Took my wife for her birthday. She liked it. It's got some good tunes. So it's a prequel of how the witch goes bad, I guess, and how Glenda and the witch.
Yeah,
it's semi-original. It's not bad.
Yeah,
I guess
enjoy it.
I'm probably not going to go. Not going, but I think the two funniest ones I thought were the Schwarzenegger one was funny, and the Dunkin' Donuts was funny. I mean, because sometimes the game sucks. All you got is the commercials. At least the game was good. Good this time around. So
yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, it was better than. Let's see.
Well, it's a watchable game.
Last year
right?
wasn't that. Oh, the ending was better. Last year was not very good. Year before that was atrocious. No, it was not very good because I didn't like the outcome. The year before that was atrocious. I mean, but there've been some good ones lately. It's just as far as like decent game and toward the end, went down to the wire. This one almost went to double overtime.
Yeah. Super Bowl.
Only 2 Super Bowls have gone into overtime. So.
Let's see Super Bowl results. Yeah. Let's see. We're the list each by year. Let's see by year. Let's see Super Bowl. I just want a list of the winners. There we go. Thank you, ESPN. So of course the first one,
those,
Green Bay. Let's go. We'll go backward. We'll go backwards.
Right.
Of course. So we'll go. Of course.
Last year,
the City today. The Chiefs.
KC beat the Eagles. Crams beat the Bengals. That was a decent game.
The Eagle last year was a decent game, right? I mean, you might not.
Yeah, that was okay. Yeah, no, it was all right. It was decent. It went down.
The Crams versus the.
It was a decent game. It was competitive.
Game.
This
was a
KC was garbage.
Well, that was Tom Brady's.
Right.
And you forget that Kansas City won. Now was Mahomes QB back in? Yeah, he was QB in 2020, right?
Well, yeah, they beat Frisco last time as well.
Yeah, so 1, 2. Yeah, so they've been in 4 of the last 5 Super Bowls. Wow, God, that's a damn impressive.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Stream, yeah, and of course
now this is the worst Super Bowl, the lowest scoring and one of the worst Super Bowls ever made. When New England won 13-3 over Los Angeles, that should have been us. We got screwed out of that game, and we would have whipped New England's ass.
Yep.
I'll tell you the story about that. I had this guy, where I worked at the time. And in fact, he used to drive me out to my station, at a plant I worked at. And he was a Rams fan. And we were friendly. Our sons knew each other. Cool dude. I like him a lot. But, he had to be Mr. Smarty Pants. And after we got screwed out of that NFC Championship game, and he's wearing his Rams hat the next day when I had to ride out there with him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, they sell men's clothes where you bought that hat. And we got into argued a little bit. But then again, 2 weeks later, we'll get in the truck for him to take me. Hey, Courtney, you're back.
Oh, Courtney's back. Hey, Courtney.
And I
how's it going?
So I say to him, I'm quiet for a minute, right? He's not wearing his hat, by the way. And finally, I just couldn't help myself. So, you know what? He started it. So I said, dude, 3 points? 3 points? You scored 3 points in the Super Bowl. How happy are you with your team? You ought to be embarrassed. We would have destroyed the patsies. So anyway, one before that was New England and Philadelphia when Courtney's Nick Foles.
I can't believe when we beat the Pats. That was like unbelievable.
That was beautiful.
It was.
Year before that was sheer bliss because.
The comeback, yeah.
The comeback. The Falcons
over Atlanta
got beat by the Patsies. That was beautiful.
But that's what I was saying. If you look at Brady's record in the Super Bowl, so the Giants beat him in the Super Bowl, right? 2008. Then let's see, did they win again? Then they lose again, so they've lost 2 in a row. And like 2012, right?
Yep.
And when their wins in the Super Bowl too were pretty tight too. 32.
All their wins were tight. They didn't blow anybody out.
Yeah, New England 20-17. Yep. So you can't begrudge them that they're winning the game. But then look, so there's a loss. That's what I was thinking of. There's a loss, right? Then they should have lost this game against Seattle. So that should have been 3 losses in a row.
Should have lost that one.
And then they should have lost to the Falcons. That should have been 4 losses in a row.
They shouldn't lose that. I don't think they should have lost that one because they actually came back from 28 to 24.
Yeah, but I mean, they normally Brady could have lost 4 Super Bowls in a row, and then 5. If then they lose, that's what I'm trying to say. He could have ended up losing 5 Super Bowls in a row. If it's not for that.
No, but instead he needed an extra finger for all of his Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, true. Because his most decisive victory was actually when he was with Tampa, and he didn't really. That was the defense on that game.
Yeah, 31-9.
The Chiefs that year lost both of their starting tackles on the offensive line, which was brutal. You can't. I mean, Mahomes was running for his life in that game, but yeah. I mean, look, yeah. But this was a different time. Almost the first 14 or 15 Super Bowls were blowouts.
Yeah,
blowout. There were a few that weren't gigantic.
Yeah,
blowouts. But Green Bay, they blew out the Chiefs, then the Raiders, the Jets. Did not blow out the Colts, but they had them decisive. No. The Chiefs kind of blew out the Vikings. It was a close game, Baltimore, Dallas, in Super Bowl 5 and 6. Dallas blew out Miami. Miami was a tough game for Miami against the Redskins when they went undefeated in 72. Then they waxed the Vikings. Steelers kind of took care of the Vikings pretty good. Now, both Pittsburgh-Dallas games back then were very close and competitive. But
yeah,
after that, Oakland waxed the Vikings. Dallas waxed the Broncos. Actually, Steelers.
That was a good game.
Steelers-Rams was pretty good, but then you had Oakland blowing out Philly. But after that, you had some tight games. A couple tight games until you got the Raiders
Washington. Yeah.
Then the 49ers, Miami, and then the Bears, Patsies.
This was a destruction.
The Bears. I always think of that skit.
The Giants kicked ass in 87.
The Giants destroyed 19.
I was 9.
They destroyed that one. I remember that one. And then, of course, the Redskins destroyed the Broncules.
It still bothers me that that's not their name.
What?
That they're the Commanders. It's just not right. I don't know.
Some name. Frisco had trouble with the Bengals, but they won that one. Then they annihilated the Broncos, 55-10, still biggest score in Super Bowl history.
55-10? Is that what it was?
55-10, 1990.
Yeah, that was over early. Yep. Then this is the agony of Buffalo, the 4 years losses.
Right.
Giants, Washington, then they ran into the Dallas train, 52-17, 30-13.
4 straight Super Bowl losses.
Yep.
Frisco blow out the Chargers. Dallas Steelers threw that game to them. Green Bay, pretty much they had a tough one with New England, but took care of them. Denver beat the Broncos in a tough one. They waxed the Falcons.
This is a tough one to watch. 2001 Baltimore against the Giants. Ouch.
So the Rams Titans was a good one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, your Giants. Yeah, you got
that was painful.
By Baltimore.
That was over so fast.
And
this is New England's first win.
Yes. Tom Brady.
Yeah. 2002. Yep, that's the start of the dynasty.
Tampa destroyed Oakland. The New England, man, they squeaked by people.
Yeah.
Carolina and Philly. Andy Reid won the one game the one Super Bowl he lost in Philly.
Yeah, and then when it was the Chiefs against the Phillies against the Eagles, it was the Andy Reid Bowl. That's what we called it.
That's right.
Win is a
win. That's right. Yeah.
Yep, for sure. Yep. And
let's just call it football.
But I think this is the last time a team repeated too. It was 2004, 2005. The Super Bowl until this year and last year.
What's that? You mean rematch?
No, repeated back to back.
1-2 years in a row.
First time in a while. Let's see. You had.
Yeah, that's it. Yep, 2020 years. Yeah.
So you had New England, Philly. Can we go back to that one? New England barely took care of Philly in that game. I mean, they had McNabb.
Oh, that game was cool. It was an awesome game, especially because I used to live in Boston, so I was like trash talking with all my Boston friends.
I remember the Super Bowl party for that one. Yep.
Pittsburgh should not have beat Seattle. They got them. Seattle got some bad calls against them in that one.
Pittsburgh shouldn't win anything.
True, but they won a lot. Indianapolis. I mean, let's face it. You had to play Rex Grossman and the Bears. So of course they win that one. Your Giants, baby, took care of
classic.
Tom Brady.
Yep.
I tell you, what was a good game was the Squealers and Cardinals. That was a good, even though I don't like the Squealers winning it.
The Squealers, that's a good name for them. That's funny.
Kurt Warner played well. And then, of course, you know what happened next? Nirvana, Pure Heaven, Super Bowl 44, my New Orleans Saints defeat the Indianapolis Dolts. And then,
the Dolts. I like that too.
I have a name for all of them. The Fudge Packers beat the Squealers.
Do you call the Lions the Lie Downs?
Who?
I call the Lions the Lie Downs.
Now I will. The Lie Downs. Good one.
It's a good one.
And so you got then you got the Fudge Packers beating the Squealers. Your Giants again.
Yeah, big time win over the. So the New England's lost 2 in a row here. Yep.
Yep. The Cravens beat the 69ers.
That was a good game.
Seasquawks annihilated the Bronco Cules.
Yeah, that was a destruction. Yep.
Screw England got lucky against the Seasquawks. That was one of the worst calls in history.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that one, Courtney.
That was
they could have run the ball, but they threw it down there and intercepted, and New England intercepted it.
I didn't. I had a complete blank out moment because I was responding or writing something in the chat. I apologize.
There was no time left on the clock, so Seattle's going to get the end zone in with who was the running back then? Was
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch was a monster.
Yeah, okay.
So I mean, or at least if you lose with your A game, it's and then the credit to the Patriots. The DB jumped the play, knew the play, and it was a turnover on the goal line. So that could have been 3 losses in a row, like we're saying.
Yep.
My favorite Eagles quarterback was when Foles took over. Nick Foles.
Foles will go down. We a legend. I loved him. I was so happy they won that game. Loved him.
That game was so awesome.
Yep. Denver destroyed Carolina. I was really happy. Carolina went 15-1 that year, and then Peyton Manning just didn't even torch him. He wasn't even playing that. He was kind of out past his prime, but that Denver defense did it. And then, oh my God, 25. Let me tell you something. Saints fans hate Atlanta so much. They made a shirt. There was a shirt going around after that Super Bowl that had 28-3. People wearing it. It said 28-3 with the time. It said fourth quarter. It had the time on there to indicate that they were up 25 points in the fourth quarter and blew the game.
Yep.
I want to get that. I still want to get that shirt. So they blew that game. It was so funny.
I was at that Super Bowl party. We couldn't believe it. They're like, people are going to leave. And like, no, they're coming back.
Everybody left the party I was at, except for me. I was at my nephew's. Almost everybody left. I said, let's just watch crap. I can't. We were so bummed out. You thought we were losing a Super Bowl because the Falcons were about to win one, and we couldn't have that. No, there was nothing. I mean, we could lose a Super Bowl to somebody else as long as it's not the Falcons because they can't play because they're in that conference. And that would be less painful than the Falcons winning one. That's how much we hate them. And then when when it started to look like it might be turned around, I'm like, I don't know. I think, the Falcons, I don't know. I think Brady might be able to do this. Nah.
And hail to Wade. How's it going?
Wade.
Not a fan of the Super Bowl ads. I like a few of them.
Me either. So then you had Philly. Nick Foles, boy, threw a touchdown pass, caught one.
Nick Foles was the best.
New England
came through.
Yep.
Yes, New England lost. New England won that one, but then
they
beating Atlanta.
Cruddy Rams in the worst Super Bowl ever.
Oh, that was yeah.
Then, of course, you got KC, Tampa, Los Angeles, KC.
How many Super Bowls did Brady lose then? Let's see, from 2002.
He lost 3.
He lost 3, right? So he could have 10 rings?
He's been 10 times. That's never going to be touched. I don't care what they say about Mahomes. Yeah. He's not going to be 10 times. He's not going to win. We might win another one or two, maybe. They might be the first team to three-peat, but no, I don't think so.
Well, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, Frisco was a good team this year.
They did today what they did in every game this year, except they won, but they lost a lot of games this year because they played the offense played like garbage, and the defense kept bailing them out.
Yeah,
and it just so happened in the playoffs they managed to win. But I thought, I don't know, it looks like that offense doesn't look. I mean, Mahomes looked rattled. He looked rushed. He wasn't pulling any of his big magical stunts until the end of the game. when the Frisco defense was tired. You got to take that into consideration.
Yeah. Oh,
the end of the game, people always wonder, I don't understand why they can't score anything. At the end of the game, they start moving up the field like nothing because these guys are dead tired. And they can't. I mean,
I would imagine so.
Their adrenaline's gone. They're having trouble focusing. Remembering, plays is a big difference. I mean, it really matters.
Oh yeah,
and the desperation comes in. There are all kind of things. In fact,
a lot of things could go crazy at the end of a game. Yeah,
and that's human, right? When you never know what you can do until you have to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Sports are a perfect example of that too. Like just pushing under pressure, and just.
Yeah, absolutely.
Think of the pressure on this game. Everyone's when the country's watching. Yeah.
And guess what the Super Bowl is next year?
Yeah. So.
Guess what the Super Bowl is next year?
New Orleans.
Yep. Which means
it is.
It's a good thing the Saints suck now because they won't have to sabotage us like they did the year. See, in 2012.
Have you ever been to a Super Bowl?
No. I've been to away games, but I've never been. I couldn't afford it when the Saints went. If I could have, I'd have gone there. Would have hitchhiked and stood outside and snuck in somehow if I could have. I wanted to so bad I couldn't see them. So I have friends have been, but no. And now they're so ridiculously expensive. Back that was just like 2010, and now have you heard some of the prices of that Super Bowl?
I heard. Well, they said the nachos were $60 at the Super Bowl.
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, the
my brother went to the last one. He went to both of the Eagles Super Bowls, but he's in finance. He makes a ton of money. But
you have to go.
He not to the Super Bowl, but like even the playoff games, which were super expensive. He was flying to Philly and stuff. And he lives in Colorado. He was flying to Philly with his 3 little kids, taking them. I was like, that's awesome for them. Like, I was like, take me.
So Larry was posting. This was the smallest crowd ever. So officially 61,000.
What's so expensive?
Here for the game.
Yeah.
The next smallest crowd was LA Coliseum for the first Super Bowl was 61,000. Third on the list.
How much was it a ticket? I wonder, like average.
Well, I mean, 11,000. I think. Yeah, was 62,000. No, why was it? Is it just because? Is it because the stadium? I guess that's the max of the stadium.
I don't know. I can't even tell the last time I've had that in my bank account. No way I'm paying that to go to a game.
I think it's a small stadium, right?
I wouldn't pay a dime to go to that game for that much money. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's insane, man.
Well, it's throwaway money. Right?
You know what? If it was,
you're a billionaire.
I have to think of it in different, like, because music is like more of my obsession. If it was like somebody like if David Bowie came back to life and it was like a David Bowie concert or something because I never got to see him and I had the money, I would pay whatever.
I understand that. That's something important. But this, I mean, man, the Super Bowl, this is for rich people to go to it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
You can watch it on TV just as easily. It's kind of like people were talking about wrestling. Being in an actual WrestleMania or whatever, if you're in the crowd, it kind of sucks. That's what I've heard. It's made for TV.
Well, it depends. I mean, it depends too. You get that excitement of being there versus seeing everything.
You do get that hype and whatnot, but you don't get the like interaction that you think you're going to get. You know, like my friend was saying, I forget which wrestler she was talking about, but they're coming down the aisle and they're sitting right there, but all the wrestlers doing is like focused on the camera for the TV audience. So she just said there were little things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like football, as many games as I've been to, a lot of times it's a lot more fun to watch the game at home. I have to say, especially if it's.
I only went to games when my sister was a cheerleader. She was a junior cheerleader. They did the halftime games, so we would get seats. Andy Reid actually would get us the seats.
Wow.
They were the worst seats because you're sitting right in the front row, but you're right behind like all the football players' butts. Like everyone stands.
So you can't see anything. Yeah.
You're just gonna butts the whole time. You're not. We usually like move and walk around, but it was really fun.
But there's the excitement of being there, and I remember being.
And we could talk to the players too sometimes, so that was cool.
Wow. But like I remember seeing like overtime Giants win with a field goal, and you're going crazy, and it's fun to be. You can't
You
replicate
feel the energy in the
being
place.
there.
Yeah.
But I mean, football is just so much more. You're sitting on your couch. I got my recliner. I got my drink and my.
See, I'd rather watch baseball at home if I have baseball games. I've gone to so many, and I just, especially I think because most of them I've gone to living in Colorado. So it's a Coors Field. It's so damn hot. It's always so hot at those games. If you don't get the club seats or something, you're done.
No, yeah.
Don, is this a new football league again? I thought that was last year.
Yeah, they merged the two leagues, I think, right?
The USFL, and the XFL?
Yeah, they merged.
Not USFL, but I mean the All-American football.
XFL and
I watched some of that, but I couldn't really find it. There were too many places I could see it. We have a team. New Orleans had a team in one of those. I don't know if they still do. Is it called UFL now?
I have no idea what you're even talking about.
Yeah.
A new football league.
It's minor league football. It's the merge of the XFL and
wasn't XFL like the women? Or no?
XFL was at one point it was WWE was involved in that. And they had a little bit of success until the Saturday Night Live fiasco years ago, where they were getting some traction, and then they had the games on like late Saturday night, and then it conflicted with Saturday Night Live, kind of like the Heidi game. So it was a big mess. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember because it cost me one of my favorite shows, The Pretender. That was supposed to go another season, but they got canceled so NBC could show stupid XFL game.
Yep. But was getting a little bit of traction, and then the USFL came back. So there's
the USFL initially started in the 80s, but now they've got something different. UFL.
So now it's United Football League, and then the USFL years ago. Donald Trump was involved.
Donald Trump started. He had a team.
Yep. So, but they were
New Jersey Generals.
Yeah, so they were doing really
Jersey,
well. But then they start
Atlantic City and all is probably
They start trying to compete with the NFL. So they were great as an off-season league, and you had a lot of great players. Herschel Walker was in there, Steve Young, some great great players.
Yeah, we had a couple great players there.
So, but then when they tried to go head-to-head with the NFL, then they won their antitrust case for $1 was the damages. But so the XFL was founded in 2001. We have Vince McMahon and NBC Sports.
In the 70s, there was a World Football League for a while.
Oh, yeah?
It was out of Canada, but it was called the World Football League. A couple of big names went there from the NFL, and it didn't last long, and it went out of business after like a year and a half.
Interesting, yeah.
It was a messed up thing. It was mid-70s, called the World Football League. Larry Zonka and Jim Kick went and played in it.
It just reminds me of Washington football team.
The Washington football team.
I wanted it to be that.
The USFL had teams like the Houston Gamblers, the Oakland Invaders.
There we go. Here are the Panthers. Teams now.
I've heard of these names. So I must have.
Memphis Showboats, New Orleans Breakers. These are the new teams?
These are new teams, yeah. Wade Phillips is coaching the team. Wow.
Birmingham Stallions. Wow, Wade Phillips, is he still coaching? Jeez. New Orleans had a team last year.
These are the teams that
Michigan Panthers.
Yeah, so here are and that makes sense. Football's king in Texas.
St. Louis Battlehawks.
Right? And that's
so they're those are the two conferences.
DC Defenders, yep. So 8 teams, yep.
R says, everyone else seen The Pretender? I seen it. Damn, Claudia, I watched The Pretender. I always wondered how it ended. Did Jared's stay ahead of Mr. Brute, Sidney and the Cigarette Smoking Woman? Fun show, a great show. You can see they did. It had 4 solid seasons. Then they did a TV movie called Pretender 2000. Then one called Pretender Island of Alive. There were 2 TV movies that you could find probably, and then they ended. But I won't spoiler it for you. But I love that show. 4 seasons.
I just wanted to comment on Sean's. I think Sean made a comment a little bit above Sean Carter about how he'd love to see a World Series game when we were talking about baseball. And I was just going to tell him how I've never been to a World Series game, but when I lived in Boston, I think I've told you guys the story before, but where I lived right next to Fenway Park. And so it was the Yankees and the Red Sox in the World Series, and all the games that were at Fenway, we went to the roof of my apartment building, and you could see the stretch from second to third and third to home. and people brought like grills up there and TVs and everything. It was so much fun. You're like right there, you know what I mean? Like looking down. So it felt like you were like kind of at the game in like nosebleed seats in a sense.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Nice. So this is Donnie. I might watch some of this too if I could find him. He says it's a shame that my Seattle Sea Dragons got defunct. Yet I'm glad my Arlington Renegades made the cut. Is there an Arlington team?
Yeah, Arlington. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
There you go, Donnie. We had
What's the connection with Arlington? Do you just like them, or?
I don't know. He just likes them.
Because it's, you know what I mean, Seattle, and it's just like different.
He likes the Cowboys and the Seahawks, so I don't know what Donnie.
Oh, okay. I have a friend who likes the Eagles because he liked them since he was a kid because he liked their colors. So I get it.
I never understood not going for your home team. This is me. Like if you live somewhere, like if you're born and raised somewhere, and I get it. A lot of people move all over the place. Like if you're born and raised somewhere, and this happens a lot down in Louisiana, because of Saint. Now, granted, Saints have been garbage a lot. A lot of people who live in New Orleans and in other parts of Louisiana latch on to the Cowboys. And when I'd see them when Cowboys stuff, I had a conversation. They go, "Oh, you're a Cowboys fan? Are you from Dallas?" "No, I'm from here." "What?"
Yeah.
"What do you mean you're from here?"
Yeah, I don't get that, but Philly fans are ridiculous. I can't see like someone that was born and raised in Philly going for another team.
Oh, they would.
We're all a-holes.
Say what you want about them. If you're born in Philly, you're gonna be Philly. It's like New York. Now, New York, they got to worry about Jets or Giants.
Yeah, I always think about that.
I always wondered about that.
I guess it's what part you're in.
I don't know how you choose that. Yeah, I don't know how you choose that.
It's got to be like, but if you think like Pennsylvania has like Pittsburgh and Philly, so like we can easily choose though because Pittsburgh is like a different state to us. It's like 6 hours away.
Right. But if you live near,
but in like a city, having like two of the same teams, I don't know. That's weird. Is it like the boroughs that you live in, or?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of people in the 70s became Cowboys fans and Steelers fans or Dolphins fans because those were the good, the good teams. So I think.
True. I mean, I did it as a kid.
You latch like I liked the Cowboys growing up, and
the Cowgirls.
I love the Cowgirls, and in the 70s, I loved them because of Roger Staubach. And my Saints were my team. But let's face it, they were always out of the playoffs by October and November.
Is their nickname the Aints?
The Aints. They became the Aints, and when they had a 1-15 season in 1980, 81, and they had the bag heads. They had the bags. People put bags on their heads and wrote Aints on there.
Oh, really? I thought I just made that up.
No, it's true. It was the Aints. They were horrible, and it took us 20 years just to have a winning season, and it took us 30 plus years to win a playoff game. Well, when we won that, it felt like we won 5 Super Bowls, and we finally won one stinking playoff game. I'll never forget that day. Went to a game in '88, Dodgers game 2. I barely missed Gibby's home run.
Yeah, that was a great home run. Yeah, amazing series. Yep. Oh, UFL season begins on March 30th, so not that far off. Yeah. So I guess they're trying to be a feeder league for the NFL, even though
a farm league. They always try. They keep just never works. They had that. There was the UK had they had a NFL UK for a while in the 90s, and it was a farm league for the NFL. And I watched it.
That's what college is for. But yeah,
Kurt Warner played in it.
Yeah. So Daryl Johnson
watching college games for the marching bands. I know that sounds really nerdy, but they do amazing shows. Like it's really they're talented. Blows my mind.
Daryl Johnson saying, he refuted the notion of a minor league when he said in the interview, "I don't want to be considered a developmental league or feeder league or professional standalone football league," but there's still an alliance with the NFL.
Daryl Johnson's connected to it?
Yeah, he's one of the
owners,
executive VP of football operations.
Okay. Wow. I mean, Don likes the Canadian Football League too, man. He's all over the place.
Oh, RRTNZ, I'm not going to put your comment up just to be safe, but I wonder if you ever watched or listened to Rush Limbaugh, because he would get a kick out of that, because he would always have something called the environmental wacko picks for the team, but basing the who would win based on the team name. So
yes.
Have you ever heard?
He would say, for example, for today's game, he would say, "So if in the environmental wacko picks, the Kansas City Chiefs, what are Chiefs? They're indigenous people. They're people. put upon by the evil, horrible white colonizers and things like that. And what are 49ers? They're, of course, evil white colonizers. They're a bunch of evil white men who dig for gold and exploit other poor innocent people, evil capitalist scum. So, of course, I must pick the environmental eco pick such as the Chiefs. He used to call them the Kansas City Cheaps, by the way. Yeah. He thought their uniforms were cheap. I liked their uniforms, but he didn't like them. Yeah. He used to work for the Kansas City Royals, by the way. Yeah. So yes, that's how I picked it.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. Yeah. Yep. So so we see. I mean, it could be. They had some pickup, but yeah, maybe if you get some good players or some good teams, if you're an off-season football league, yeah, maybe you got a shot.
Canadian football. They have big fields.
I've never even heard of that. To be honest,
oh yeah,
I've never heard of the Canadian.
They have a 15-yard end zone. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they have a big 15-yard end zone. Their fields are a little bit bigger. It looks pretty more or less like our football. Warren Moon set records there.
Yeah. So so it's good. It's a good football league too. Yep. But we want to get out of here soon, I think, because we're getting. We've done. We did almost 3 hours, and we started late. So famous last words, and we all got to get to work tomorrow. But I finally finished watching Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. So this ended up pretty well, I have to say. I don't know if you guys had got a chance to watch it, but
what's
the end of the series,
what's the general
the premise is it's a whole Godzilla based series.
So it's actual monsters, not people acting.
Yeah.
Because I saw the two people in the middle.
Godzilla's in it. Yeah. So Godzilla's in it. So basically, Kurt Russell is in the present, and his son, which is kind of cool, is playing him as a younger guy during World War II era, and they explain, there's all kinds of flashbacks, so they're telling the adventures of how they're tracking Godzilla, and it's kind of like a unit, if you're a Doctor Who fan, of a group that's tracking the kaiju and the monsters, and it actually had Tom from Midnight's Edge actually he had popped in a few weeks ago because he saw I had that on the top there and in the background, and tagged it. But it ended up pretty well. I finally got a chance to, when I was home with the flu, I ended up finishing watching it, and it was pretty exciting. No spoilers, but they explain away how Kurt Russell from World War II, doesn't look as old as, he's like a Captain America, doesn't age as much. So they go into the zone basically where the monsters are, kind of, if you're familiar with watching the Netflix series.
Yeah, I was trying to get his attention too, because it's
thank you. Yeah, I'm watching the other screen. Thank you. Yep.
All right.
Much gotta run. Yep. Thank you. Appreciate it. So let's play something for RR and T and Z. Here we go.
Inconceivable. 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 Inconceivable.
You keep using the word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
I protest. I am not a merry man.
Thank you. Good night. Yep. Much appreciated.
I sounded like the inconceivable when I was a child. I probably still do a little bit. My speech therapy helped a little bit.
Inconceivable.
I spoke like that when I was a kid.
Inconceivable.
Yeah. So what this series did was it's kind of tracking the monsters and the Upside Down world and what's the Amazon show with 11? Sometimes I just can't remember names.
You mean the Netflix show
Stranger Things? Yeah, thank you. And it's kind of like a Stranger Things world, where they go into the island of the monsters basically. But it explains it pretty well, and the characters are. The one character I didn't like was this May character. She was annoying, but everyone else was. That's just the way the character was written. But there were some really cool monster scenes, and it's not, over the top in terms of how, you're not getting a ton of kaiju fights, but this monster is really interesting. He sucks the heat out of everything, and that was a great.
That's a creepy looking monster.
Yeah, it was a creepy looking kaiju. So yeah, I'd say I give it a thumbs up. I'd say it's worth watching.
Now, my question is the actual monsters, were they like way super CGI, like just totally?
Well, it's all
you get what I'm
CGI.
saying?
Yeah, it's all CGI, but it looked pretty damn good. Unless they did any I'm guessing it's CGI to save money. But Godzilla, the new Godzilla movie, Godzilla -1, was some guy in a robe. There was a man in a suit a little bit with CGI.
There was?
Depending on the scene, yeah. So some of it was a man in a suit with CGI enhancements.
Mm-hmm.
Godzilla's in this, and they have the whole world is, there's been some monster attacks, and they've got sirens that go off when the monsters are attacking, and
nice.
It's pretty wild, and they set it up nicely.
That looks
for
cool.
the second season.
Just the scenes right there, the shots of them. Looks
Yeah,
very
so this
cool.
is a flashback scene, and then you get more, and they keep revealing more as the series goes on. So I think it's pretty darn good. So I would give it a thumbs up. It's worth watching. So it was only, I think it was six episodes, I think, or was it 8 episodes? Let's see. Let's see here. Was it how many episodes were there? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no,
8,
10 episodes. 10 hours. 10. Yep. Oh, don't look at that if you don't want spoilers. Yep. So 10 episodes, but it was fun. It was fun.
Words that are
yeah. Well, that's sometimes how you read. Like I made the mistake of reading the Blake 7. Oh, it got bad audience rate. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, I've heard people say
don't show that; it'll deter people from wanting to see.
Yeah.
Actually, I usually end up liking things that people don't like. So,
yeah.
What were you saying, Clobber Times?
I've heard bad things from some friends, but you like it, so there you go. I haven't seen it yet, so.
Yeah, there was some stuff I didn't like about it, but overall, I think it was worth watching.
I heard they waste a lot of times with some of the little teenage characters crap.
Yeah, that May character. Oh, she was so. I wanted her to get eaten by this character. I wanted her to get eaten by Godzilla. Her character, Kiko, the older characters are better, but it's like she was just a disaster of a character. The way no redeeming qualities. It's just like, come on, let's just. And she had a backstory which I didn't like. You don't want to get into the sport. So there were some definite problems with her character and her segment, but I like Kurt Russell was good, and going back in time as the flashbacks using his son, that was kind of cool. So it was good. So I would say I would say give it a watch. And now that I talked about it, I can take it off my background now. But so now it's going to be 2:30. So we got to get to work tomorrow. So I want to thank.
I always forget your East Coast time. I'm in Colorado. I'm like,
it's early. Yeah. But I want to thank, of course, Pat S for hanging out with us earlier tonight, and shout out to Dad Man who couldn't be here but popped into the chat. And of course, thank you to Courtney for being here, and of course, my buddy Clobber and Tom's. Yep, it was great. Great to talk about the Taylor Swift Bowl tonight.
Yes.
And, Clobber Times, what you got coming on later tonight or earlier today?
Oh, I got two tonight, double feature because it's the B Monday. So, Earth B at 6:00 with the great J-Man joining me for our Bob Haney visit to do our Earth B comic book review. And we got a wacky one. It's Superman month on Clobber Times, so it'll be a Superman involved issue of the wackiest writer who ever lived, and it's pretty wacky. And 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, I've got the regular Monday Night Marcy Comics Talk. Carlos from Comics Mania joins me to review Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons' masterpiece, Superman Annual number 11 for the man who has everything. Oh, and I'll be at Tom's on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. Loki's on Wednesday. Then, of course, my Wednesday show, Maximum Redstone, will join me.
You're full time.
Full time. That's right. He will join me to talk Superman 2. And both cuts, Lester cut and Donner cut, because he wants to argue about it. So we'll do that. We'll debate it.
Nice.
Then the usual stuff, dude. The Clubhouse, the Miller review on J-Man's, and I don't know when I don't stream. It's not a time. It's not a day, by the way, that I don't stream. And I only have 4 of my own shows a week.
That's how I am. I don't ever stream on my own channel, but I have like 3 commitments a week on other channels, so
it's
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know any of the tech stuff. For me to set up a StreamYard is even like confusing still. I'm so dumb with that stuff.
You can figure it out. If Clobber can do it, you can do it.
That's for
Just
sure.
kidding.
Thanks.
Thanks, buddy.
I can't even figure out Medicare. Okay.
Well, that's got to be
still working on that.
It's gonna be tougher than
Same here.
StreamYard, I'm sure. Yeah. So what? Let's see. What else do I have going on during the week? Of course, I'll be on Toxic Tuesday. We're doing White Men Can't Jump because we had switched, in honor of Carl Weathers. We had done Action Jackson, and actually Carl Weathers wasn't in Superbowl.
I'm gonna have to jump on that show.
Yeah, all right. Carl Weathers was in a Superbowl ad tonight, and they put a tribute to him at the end of the tagline. Remembrance of Carl Weathers, so which was sad. But so I'll be on Toxic Tuesday, and of course I'll be on the Clubhouse as per usual, and of course we'll be back with Sunday Night Geekery next Sunday. Will be we're getting through February, thankfully, so we'll be back for that, and hopefully it gets a few more. I had all my cooking videos, so if you want to see we didn't show any of the eatery pictures, but thank you. Clobber Towns was hanging out with me for the first one, so if you want to see how I made chili and some of the other Super Bowl stuff, we'll talk about a little bit of that next week. Show some pictures. It's too late tonight, but check that out. And
one thing I just want to mention, because I don't have a lot going on, but for that 70s rock fan,
what's he doing on Monday afternoon?
It's the two-year anniversary of It's Only Talk and Roll.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I can't believe it's been 2 years. I've been there since the beginning. It's been 2 years.
Well,
so they're going to
pop into that one a little bit.
Free-for-all kind of show, and I have a doctor's appointment at 2:45, and the show starts at 3. So I'm going to try and get home as soon as I can to race, to get on there. I might even be sitting in the doctor's office, like on stream for a little, just to be part of it.
I'll try to pop into that one depending on work, but
it's a big deal though. He's been doing that 2 years.
Awesome. It's a great.
And how long have you been going with this show?
I think this has been a couple of years too. Maybe I got to check. The first.
It's been a while.
When the heck was the first one? I gotta check. But it's been a while, which is awesome. Yeah. So thank you for everyone for all that support out there. Yeah. So it's been let's see, I have 319 live videos. So getting up there. Yeah, that's the one was the first Sunday Night Geekery as I scroll back. But it's been and I think I just came up with the name. Usually I suck with coming up with names, but that was just on a lark. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? Let's just do Sunday, something just kind of. I did a couple of shows to start with. I was just doing.
That's how I got in touch with you. Basically, I think you were talking about the Beatles with that 70s rock band, maybe, and I was in the chat, and then we started talking about football or sports, and I was like, "What's going on? Like, I have to be a part of this." And you guys invited me on, and then you started talking about Star Trek a lot, and I was like, "I've never seen Star Trek." Sorry.
Okay, Sunday Night Geekery number 1 was August 16th. 2021. Wow. And who was on that show?
That's wow.
Let's see. If I watch it here, I'll put the video link in. Why not? For fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
So it's August will be that.
I went back and I was looking at some of 70s stuff, and like I forgot that I was on. He had like Nerdrotic on there. I was like, I forgot that I was on a stream with Nerdrotic. Like that's really. That's kind of crazy.
I can't get in trouble for showing my own video, right?
No.
Yes, you can.
So let's see who was on this stream. Of course, Clobbering Times is there. And Steve Mitchum's in the chat. And we're talking some Star Trek. Oh, yeah, I think I remember this year. We're talking old TV shows and commercials.
Yeah.
And Pat S. was in that chat. I guess just you were on that one, Clobbering. It looks like just you were on there with me. Yeah, we're talking early morning cartoons.
Cartoons and stuff.
Cartoons and stuff. Yep. We're just a random. I don't even have a plan.
Like he's been around. You know what I mean? He's still around too. Like,
cool. Look, that was
the
when
Sci-Fi
the
Channel
Sci-Fi
premiere.
Channel early days.
Yeah.
Remember, you know, I don't know if you have the Sci-Fi Channel, Courtney.
The countdown, yeah.
Well, you know about the Sci-Fi Channel, right?
Yeah, I haven't had TV since a while.
Well, yeah, but in 1992, when it first launched on cable,
oh, like the Sci-Fi Network.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We were just one of those weird chance. We lived in Kenner, Louisiana. Our cable was getting it 2 weeks ahead of time. You know, I couldn't wait, man. So the channel that it was going to be on ran like, and she was just showing some of it. It ran like this crazy video
countdown.
Music. It was like a countdown. It was a countdown, you know, to like.
It looked creepy. It looked like Max Headroom type thing.
Kind of real cool stuff, though. It was like really.
That's neat, yeah.
It counted down, and the first thing they showed was Star Wars 77, real deal Star Wars. So it was pretty cool.
So I have to go back this far. I want to find out when I first came on. I'm not going to ask you to, but I want to see what number it was.
Yeah. So we'll have to we'll have to party on August 15th, I guess. Yeah.
There you go.
2021. Yep.
So, Mark, were you around? Were you like in Latino Snacks chats, or like where did I first meet you?
Well, I was in some of the Latino Slants, but it was probably through Nick. Was it through Nick Weiser, maybe?
Nick Weiser, probably then, yeah.
I'm guessing.
Nick Weiser and I talked about doing music shows initially.
He was doing music
back.
stuff. Yeah, he was talking about doing more music stuff initially. Yeah, so I'm guessing that's where, but we'll have to look on to see who the first first people were. Yeah, and I better like my stream here. There we go. It's been a fun ride. So, but let's get on out of here since it's 2:30 in the morning. So I'm just gonna say a shout out to Don and Larry and RRT and Zed and Sean Carter, and of course thank you, Courtney, for being here. Let's see.
I made it through a whole episode.
Yeah, Claude was here. Hey, well, here I'll just play my thank you to my members. So here we go. So thank you to everyone. If you're off that list, that's me being a bad editor, but much appreciated. And of course, thank you to my new member tonight, Sean Carter, and thank you to RT and Zed for the super chat. Much appreciated. So I hope I didn't miss anyone who's hanging out there, but it's time to get on out of here and get to work tomorrow. So everyone have a great week, and thanks again to Clobber Times and Courtney for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Go Swifties. I hope you enjoyed the Swift Bowl, and see you next week on Sunday Night Geekery. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Storming the castle.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.